ba doo doo. Bum 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 bum. Doo da dee doo. Ba bum bim boom bum. Alrighty. I think we're good to go. I think we are early and big chillin'. Oh, it's Pathfinder Gunslinger building. Don't worry about it. Trying to get a gun. I honestly, I've built a character for a lot of different Pathfinder classes, but I haven't made a Gunslinger yet. So I was trying to see if I can figure that out. The answer is no so far. There's a lot of interesting options, and I'm not sure what appeals to me more, but you know. Oh, I gotta update. No, I gotta send that message. Is what I gotta do. Yeah. Hello, Bonjour. How you doing, man? How are you on this fine... Is today fucking Wednesday? Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's intermediate. Yeah. How are you on this fine Wednesday? Yeah, my brain might be a little bit cooked. My sense of time might be completely fucked and missing. That's you know... Who needs a sense of time, man? Exceed this shit, please? I got horrible news for you, brother. It mostly is. I just didn't really know... Honestly, a lot of people here, I feel like, are not faces I see super often, so I just didn't fucking know, man. Oh, Hogan. Okay, Hogan's way too low. That part I missed. I did not track that Hogan needs to go, like... Oh, shit. I started the Brawl. Well, good luck, Harihara. I missed Hogan. I did not notice that I seeded Hogan 17th. I mean, they did that by default, but yeah. That's just, you know, that's just how it goes. Yeah, by and large, I did see this shit, but I totally did not check that Hogan was there. I can't fight Hogan? Well, I mean, unless it's Vayne versus Uja. You beat his ass, certain. Surely, right? Surely you beat his ass. Being on vacation sucks ass. I can't join Brawls from here. I mean, at least you're on vacation, you know? Also, look, before we get into the, hold on one sec. Let me send the message in the Discord first before I get off into a tangent immediately that has nothing to do with the bracket that I'm supposed to be running. It's how it goes, though, right? Alright. We are getting started in 1 minute. Let me grab the challenge link to update that. It is Zen and Fafi, I believe, if I remember correctly. No, Zen and Isvar. Different sheet. Isvar. Y'all are on stream first. Password Brawl. Alright. We are here for bracket unrelated tangents. Yeah. So this is at least Gramble related, so it counts. Okay. Is this the gooning Gallium bracket I was told about? Being on holiday is great. I can actually join Brawls. Duality of man. Look, is this the most damage Anila can do?
Very
I'm not
good
sure.
So this person is incredibly
smart. Thank you very much for the 10 months. I'm sure I will not time you out in the next 5 minutes. History has certainly not taught me that. Is this the most damage that Anila can do? I actually don't know. Bro thought he put me on stream thrice in a row. I got my sheeps mixed up, okay. I don't know if she can break 10k. This is with a 668 starter in the corner, and it's like really, it's really finicky, because it's like, you gotta like get enough height, basically, off of all of these guys. You gotta get enough, like delay this, like delay the Raging Strike, you know, do all of this, don't delay too much, and then you can combo into this raw? Nope. Yeah, it's a little finicky, but she can combo into that raw at the end, basically, and get 9980. I'm actually not sure if Anila can break 10k. Like, literally, she might not be able to. Leaf, just, you know, behave yourself, and everything will be okay, man. Is that gonna do it? No, it does work. Been out of the loop, what makes Cat top 2? A character with essentially, like, fundamentally no weakness, and is also, like, she's not no weakness, but, like, no strengths. She's got no weakness, but she's got, like, the best buttons in the game. She's got a meterless reversal. She's got one of the best 6XLs in the game. She's got some of the highest average damage off any hit in the game. She has very high optimal damage. She has very versatile combos, so, like, even if some cooldowns are down or something like that, you can still, you know, you can use other specials to combo Enchanted Lands or the Fireball, right? Yeah, really, like, really, the thing about Cat is what wouldn't make her top 2, right? How many hours have I been timed out for? I don't know. The reason that, if you're asking why Cat, you know, wasn't before, and now she is, what the 1.5 patch did, basically, was Catalina used to be, all of that used to be true, right? But then the difference was that Catalina had pretty low rewards on most of her hits, outside of like some really high optimals in the corner, right? Like back in the day, you know, Catalina, if she got like a counter hit close H or something in the corner, she was gonna hit you like decently hard for sure. Nothing like Avatar Belial or Vasaraga or something like that, but you know, she hit harder than like your average Shoto. But like, you know, her general damage and all of her hits in the mid screen, or if her back was to the wall or something like that, was really nothing special, even if she dumped a bunch of resource. And then at 1.5, they gave her fucking roller skates, which again made it so that her average mid screen damage went from it's kind of bad to, oh, literally number one uncontested in the game until, I mean, Versuja herself, right, was the only other character who could theoretically compete with Catalina's mid-screen, right? Everyone else is kind of doing it by kind of cheating. Like, Belial technically has, like, also full-screen corner carry, because he just gets one hit into you, fireball, into side swap, and then he technically carried you from one wall to the, like, you know, he was in the corner, and now you were in the corner. But yeah, that's the big thing that happened with Catalina, right? Is they just took her reward, and they just... Wait, this is a sheet mirror? They took her reward and they just sent it to the moon, and it was her only weakness, and she was very good at everything else before. Like, that was sort of like, well, Catalina has, like, the best buttons in the game, she's got all these good defensive tools, and she's got all of this, and she's got a good fireball, but she doesn't really do any damage. And then not only did she go from that not really doing any damage, she now does, like, top 1 or 2 highest damage in the game on average, right? So they took her only weakness, and they not only made it a strength, they made it, like, one of the strongest strengths that any character had. You know, like, your favorite character, unless your favorite character was, like, Versuja or Avatar Belial or something like that, your favorite character did not hit as hard as Catalina. Post 1.5, right? Or, like, Siegfried, maybe. Siegfried in the mid-screen was a little bit, as far as, like, Giga top tier, it's a little bit on the lower end, right? I did not realize, I forgot that Zan played, Anila. I don't know why I thought that Zan was a UL player. Must be mixing him up with someone else. Anila right now, actually, I'm talking about Catalina. Anila's in a very similar situation right now, except she's kind of got the opposite problem of what Catalina had. So before Catalina got her buff, again, she had all of this really great stuff, right? But her main problem was that, you know, her average damage, if she was, like, not in the corner, was pretty low, right? Anila has kind of the exact opposite problem. Anila's, like, you know, back to the wall damage, or, like, her mid-screen or something like that, is actually not very bad at all. It's not amazing, right? She's not Catalina, she's not Versuja, she's not Avatar Belial, far from it. But, like, you know, she's, like, grand. I don't think Ghost Black is either someone in the server or active right now. I'll shoot him in 6 months. Or 6 months? 6 months! 6 minutes, always, is the rule. If you can't find them in 6 minutes, do your best to, like, locate them, do your best to try different apps and see if their name pops up in, like, some, you know, maybe just Ghost, or, like, just, you know, Black 840 or something. If you can't find them in 6 minutes, I'll do it. Is Little Guy the only one that's off limits to squish? Yeah, you can squish, like, I mean, yeah, Little Guy is my, you know, that's one of my many actual human sons, so be careful with them. I'll wait for like a few more minutes. Yeah, at 5:10, so in 6 minutes, if they're not there, I'll just move you on. That's kind of the rules that we operate with here. You sheep, crushing bigger sheep, better person, I fear. But Anila's in a very similar spot, but she's got the opposite problem. Her mid-screen damage is not very bad, or like, it's okay. It's honestly maybe even not, like, it's kind of nice in certain circumstances, right? Anila's problem more so is that her corner damage is pathetic. Like, it's really, can you give him cool shades? Yeah. Her corner damage is not very good at all, right? Like, she does some of the lowest corner damage in the game, it feels like. She's, I don't know off the top of my head, but she's got to be, like, bottom 5 in terms of, like, max cash-out damage, right? You give this bitch, like, a 6/6H starter, and she can't even break 10k. I see, for reference, I played Vera, and I'd always thought she had potential to be very good, but not amazing. Yeah, so, think about it, basically. 1.5 made Catalina install Vera with, like, worse rushdown, basically, right? Worse rushdown, better defense. But, like, the power level of 1.5 Catalina is essentially the same as install Vera, right? Which, like, install Vera, well, it's not the same as install Vera, but it's similar, right? It's like install Vera, but give her a better projectile and, like, take away the best DP in the game and take away the air dash and, like, all the trickery she can do with that, right? But similar-ish. So, you know, Catalina is in that same discussion as if Vera started the round and install. Which, I mean, if Vera started the game and install, she would be potentially top 1, right? And Catalina is potentially top 1, so that certainly fits. Like, if Vera just didn't have her non-install state, right? That's the only thing. Non-install Vera is pre-patch. Yeah, Vera actually is weird. Non-install Vera is this pre-patch Catalina, right? Non-install Vera is like patch 1.1 Catalina or something. Good buttons, not as good as Catalina, to be fair, but I mean, for her purposes, right? Just a more rushdown-oriented Catalina. Brick, fuck you, I got O2. Do you listen? You know? Maybe Hogan was just having an off day. Vera has the Jamie effect? Yeah, like, again, like, you know, if Jamie started the round on 4 drinks, it'd be fucking terrifying, but it's not the case. Now, in Vera's case, it's a lot easier for her to get to install than it is for Jamie to get 4 drinks, but... You know, I would also argue that generally Granblue's a bit of a higher power level game. Found them? Okay, that's good, that's good. That's why we like to give 10 minutes, right? Vera, I think, is like only kind of like on the lower end of okay-ish right now, and it's mostly because she has to suffer through her non-install state, right? But I still think that Vera is a little bit, she feels a little downplayed to me. Personally. Just because I feel like people look at non-install Vera and they go, well, she's kind of ass. Off day, he snapped me in half. Vera, honest, low tier? Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna say, after playing Anila, I can't take any character that I don't have first-hand experience for my reasoning with. I can't take any of you motherfuckers' words anymore. This character's insane. What if Jamie level 2 gave him permanent 4 drinks for the round? That would help. I mean, I think the biggest thing with Jamie level 2, I don't know if they changed this at some point, but I know it used to, if Jamie, hold on, what's the word I'm looking for? If Jamie had like 3 drinks, went into level 2, and then let it run out, he would go back to 0. That shit is horrible, right? That wouldn't be awful? Like, yeah, I mean, he would be spending 2 bars, right? And super meter is very important in Street Fighter 6, so he would spend 2 super meter to become the best character in the game, probably, for the round. That's fair. And only for that round. Like, it's a big gamble, right? Because, you know, even as... It's not like level 4 Jamie is unstoppable. So if he just, like, gambles wrong a couple of times and loses that, he just spent 2 super meter for fucking nothing. That would be really good. That make that level 2 very strong, I think. But it wouldn't be, like... I don't think that would be, like, overpowered or broken or anything, right? Alright, Zan. Also, mark to their own match. Amazing. Kupo and Shenoa, Crimson Shenoa are ready. That's amazing. Let me go yell at them. Kupo and Crimson Shenoa. Password Brawl. But Anila, man, I gotta sit down with all these motherfuckers. I have no idea what people are smoking when they rate characters. I talked about this like on Monday, but like I am flabbergasted the more I play Anila that motherfuckers were telling me that she's bottom 1. Flabbergasted, I tell you. My ghasts are flabbered. They're having trouble joining the room. Maybe have them make it. Then you can join theirs, potentially. Spending 2 bars round start on round 2 or 3 to get drink level 4, level 1 still in the tank. Sounds like a great buff to me. Yeah, I honestly don't know. So that would make Jamie a very feast or famine character, right? I'm still in the camp that Vayne is that, even though Nier I can see. I mean, maybe, yeah, like, you know, but whoever is, I think Anila's not even in the discussion, to be real with you. Genuinely, there are like 10 or 11 characters you have to talk about as potential. We're just going in an open lobby? That works, yeah. There are like 10 or 11 characters, I think, you have to talk about as potential bottom 1 before we can even get to Anila as like a real... Like, not that there are 10 characters that are actually all roughly equal strengths. My point is more so that I think there's like 10 or 11 characters who are like pretty obviously worse than Anila to me. Though obviously not all 10 of those are, you know, created equal. I'm using more 668 after watching your streams. You have opened my eyes. 668 counter hit 7k damage. Yep. Like it's a Tekken 8 Season 2 move is how I want to start describing it, I think. It's incredibly high reward and low risk. If you like, I mean, yes, you have to use it with like some amount of care. Obviously, you can't do it point blank. But like, if you put any amount of effort into like not committing suicide by 668ing with Anila, it's a Tekken 8 Season 2 move, man. The risk reward on that shit is horrifically imbalanced, and they put it on a character that is also pretty well rounded. It would just be a straight up buff because I haven't seen a single Jamie level 2 ever in my entire SF6 career. Oh no, for sure. It would definitely be a buff to level 2, yeah. It'd be a big buff. I'm saying like it would make him like it would put a lot of his power budget into like that one round that he decides to chunk, right? Maybe 3 drinks to get the command grab without making the move too strong. Yeah, I'm not sure if giving him 4 drinks is too good. It might be, right? Because again, level 4 drink Jamie's doing. I mean, I will say level 2 as it currently stands only gives him the 3 drink power buff, right? It gives him the 4 drink moves, but it only gives him the 105% extra damage, not the 110% extra damage that he gets from level 4. So all like that, it's already not as good as actual level 4. So making it last permanent, I mean, most Anilas I've watched don't use 6H like that from the few I've watched and seen. I mean, listen, I'm sure that as you, like, again, you can't use it like I'm using it, right? I'm using it in S++. I'm like, so I'm spamming it. I'm literally, I'm getting to master with 70% of my buttons pressed on an Ela are 6xh, right? Or a combo following up from 6xh. Obviously, you can't do that if you're playing against people who are like, you know, like if you're like trying to be like a top level Anila or something. But what you can do is still utilize the fact that this move is so fucking ignorant to build your entire neutral around it. And it's very over-centralizing, and your opponent has to really respect the fact you could 6xh them at any time. So it takes up so much of their mental stack and so much of their counterplay RAM that then you can start doing things like, you know, if they want to spot dodge 6xh or something, just like, you know, dash at them and then keep dashing, and when they spot dodge, throw them or something like that. I'm not looking out for the jump anymore. Like, you can 2U their ass, or etc., etc. Right? Or even, you know, you can be like zoning, you can play like a more defensive Anila, and then suddenly, like, once they're like, I want to get in, you like 6xh them from fucking 75% of the screen away because it'll hit them. And even if they block it, it's -1. Like, yes, you can't literally do nothing but 6xh as you get better with Anila, certainly. But that, you know, the move should not be so good that literally it's viable to do nothing but it as your entire game plan, right? Trying to be a top level Anila, you should swap the cat? Sure, fine, but you got my point. How do you get EX skins? I think you have to sign up for Arc World Tour events. They gave Percival to everyone because Toro won Arc World Tour. But I think normally you have to sign up. Oh, also it's not 2-0 for Kupo. I didn't change the score. I just changed the names. You have to sign up for Arc World Tour events, I think, and register as a certain character. And then you get that, you know, dunked into your account.
Believe in victory.
I think it would be good if they added some kind of burst mechanic to Granblue, like spends 2 Brave points to escape a combo. I don't think so. I don't think. In general, I think defense is a little too strong in Granblue. And then they nerfed, you know, they nerfed Meatless DPs and they nerfed Brave Counter, and I think it's like probably in a better spot now, where it's not quite as defensively, like defense is a little bit harder to play and stuff like that. I mean, a burst, obviously, you would incorporate the fact that you could bait bursts and kill people for it and stuff like that, so it'd be an interesting idea, but I think it would overall probably be a buff to defense, which I'm not super sure I want to go back in the direction of for it. Like, universally. Granblue combo's too short? I mean, yeah, only add a burst against Avatar Belial. Evil of the advancing murder on counter hit armored stance can be cancelled into the advancing murder on hits command grab. True, true. On the bright side, the command grab has no armor. Makes you feel any better. It's the one stance follow-up that Vossraga can do that has no armor at all. The command, like, even if he has Soul Forge, you can smack him out of the command grab on reaction. The issue is they both glow orange. Yep. It's very nice for, like, it sounds like, it's not like a, doesn't sound like a huge deal, but the fact that, you know, Voss going into H stance and going to H command grab, the fact that they both glow orange, really good spot dodges, but it's like the 3rd or 4th time I feel like the Kupo has spot dodge EX tackle like that and actually gotten a punish. That is not the easiest timing in the world to do that, right? Unless the universal overhead low move becomes crazy good and leads to combos, I don't see a burst being added. I don't think Granblue is in a place where defense is, like, so weak that we need people away from people to break out of combos, right? Delay tech is still an incredibly strong option select in this game. There's very little real mix, right? Very few characters have real mix, and most of them either pay incredibly heavily for it or are top tier because of how crazy it is to have a 50-50 in this game. Granblue's burst is technically Brave Counter? Well, no. When he says burst, I assume he means a way to get out of combos, right? You can't Brave Counter while you're being hit, right, Razzle? I assume he means that, you know, the way you can burst out of combos in Strive or something like that, or like, you know, combo breaker or something, which you can't currently use. But I don't think that I want that in Granblue personally. If DNF manages a modern game without burst, what would Granblue need it for? I mean, I think it's a bit of a false dichotomy, right? A bit of a false like comparison. I think it's more so we can just like look at the game on its own merits and say the defense is not weak enough that combos need to be broken. It's already pretty hard to find a hit on a Granblue player. If they're like doing good defense and shit like that. Fuzzy mashing and delay teching and all of this, right? Doing like the wake up Brave Counter OS and all, like there's a lot, it's pretty hard. There's a lot of really strong defensive option selects in Granblue and not a lot of like true guessing situations on offense. Hey Brick, I have to focus on work. Can you time me out for 10 minutes? Absolutely, big dog. Honestly, I appreciate, I think that's very mature of you, Bonjamin. Bonjamin, is it Bonjamin __? I'll see you in 10 minutes will be 600 seconds. For your own good, I'll see you in 900 seconds, brother. I'll see you in 15. I'm playing Anila to try and get better at the game until Galleon comes out. True. Yeah, like Strive, yeah. So I understand your point. Me, personally, I don't think... That's why I say technically. Sure. I mean, technically, actually, it's not. But maybe you could say it's in the same spirit of it if you're not being semantic, right? Yeah, I see your point, Raphael, but I don't think so. I don't think... Me, personally, I think they could, right? You could always... Like, there's certainly a way for them to... If they want to, like, have a big mechanical shakeup in Season 3 or something, like Arxis does often like to do. They could introduce a burst mechanic, but I think it would have to be done very carefully to not make the game worse than it currently is, I would say. Bond will miss you. He'll be back in 15. Don't you worry about him. He's big chillin'. GG. Wait, no, that's not. This is the wrong fucking fairy movement. This match, by the way, Fairy Vasaraga is a slow-ass game, huh? I feel like this has been a very long first two. It's just because, you know, oh. Both of these are not exactly super high octane, but Brave Counter and Burst, Fairy players be eating. I mean, the unfortunate reality of that, for example, is if you do add stuff like that, you have to... Does Top Out stop you from being able to view the stream? No, but they stop you from chatting, which I assume is Benjamin's main vice. He likes saying funny things in the chat and getting the streamer to read them, which honestly same. So, like, I can't blame him for that. But you know how, like, when they nerfed Brave Counter, they buffed all the zoners, except for Vayne, because they're scared of him? It's a similar idea, right? Like, it is not, oh, you're, like, fucking dead. Dude, I think she was dead there. Like, I unironically think if Shanoa had optimized that, they could kill Fairy free. EX Tackle starter on Vasaraga. That's like EX Tackle, technical input, H Fireball, right? Into 2H, into 2-2H, maybe L follow-up, right? Into Close M, Raging Strike, Close M, maybe like U Tackle as an ender. I think she was actually dead by a mile there, right? I love this matchup as a spectator along with Zeta Voss TPH. Yeah. It's slow because, you know, they have to play around each other's tools very carefully, right? Pretty unsatisfied because the enemy had high ping and my opponent rolled back to good hit into me. Yeah, I mean, that's... The wall brawl will be laggy sometimes, that's true. After this match, I need you to read my tag. I'm proud of it. Sure. Common Fairy W. What was I saying earlier? I was saying something. Oh yeah, so it's no coincidence in the Season 2 patch, there were not a lot of buffs, right? There were not a lot of characters that got buffed. There are not a lot of characters that got nerfed either, but like, ignore that because that's not relevant to what I'm talking about right now. But it's no secret, it's no coincidence that in the patch that they nerf Brave Counter, they also sort of universally hand out buffs to all the zoners, right? All the pure zoners. Your Materas, your Fairies, your Vicalas, and not Vayne because they're scared of him. And Vayne's also... He's more of like a, you know, he is definitely a zoner, but he's not quite as archetypal. It's because the universal system change, like, hurts them pretty fucking hard. Indirect buffs? No, the direct buffs to the zoners, right? They directly buffed the zoners because they directly nerfed them with the Brave Counter change. That universal change, I mean, Matera on her offense is actually kind of good for her, but like, since they are all of them are incredibly reliant on Brave Counter for their defense, that universal system change is actually kind of indirectly it's the biggest nerf to the zoners out of everyone. Which is why Season 2.0 then goes around and hands out a bunch of zoner buffs, right? Now again, that's theoretically the case. You know, for a character like Matera, for example, the Brave Counter change is probably like kind of a net neutral for her. Because on her defense, yeah, it beats the fuck out of her, but on her offense, the hop stuff and her being able to block BC and now keep her turn is really good, right? But I think Koopa said he plays Yule too. I think we have forsaken the... Also, I'll take getting told I can throw free stars or spike balls over plus BC. Yeah, I think it makes your character feel more, you know, it's more uniqueness to the characters. Who won? Kupo did. If I remember correctly, it was a Fairy W right there. I guess let me double check real quick, just in case I have the stupid. Yep. It's a Fairy W. Okay, we are waiting for a little bit here for Lipe and Hogan to finish their match, or for Astro and Ghost, and or Alicina and Zane. So true. Matera also has good buttons in general. Yeah. Her far L is kind of a menace. For sure. But my point is, if they did something like that, like if they added a burst, they probably would then, even if it was, you know, they would probably then have to go after those same characters in the same way, right? Because that is a really nice thing for a zoner to have. So they would probably then, in the exact opposite way, since that system change would be a huge buff to the zoners, they probably have to go in and, like, tune Matera, Fairy, Vicala, all of those kinds of characters down a bit, right? You have a Vis Watcher versus Shrimpman set on stream? I do? Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. Thank you. I can't do my own shit. I've been waiting for like 13 minutes. You might have to shoot Zan. Wait, huh? But Zan's in my chat and played their game with Isvar. Are you sure you added them? Zan's in the YouTube chat. And they also played a game with Isvar earlier today. I think there should be more use for Brave points other than Brave counter and combo extension. Sometimes I die with 3 to 2 Brave points, even though I tried using Brave counter, but counter hit. I mean, yeah, Raging Strike, to be fair, is a combo extension and a drive impact, basically, right? It is like Raging Strike sort of fills in as your drive rush cancel and your drive impact if you compare it to like Street Fighter, for example. So I think you could add more uses for Brave points. You have to be careful though, because again, huge universal system changes like that are gonna like switch things up, right? Okay, so Abyss Watcher, and I guess let me ping Abyss Watcher and Shrimpman. Abyss Watcher and Shrimp. Maybe? That's a bro. Read my tag thick, I mean brick. So true. What are you guys doing over there, man? Are you guys, what's happening over there? Why are you guys on that cabinet? I guess they're just playing, okay, they're just playing a set. Cool. How do I read your tag, brother? I can imagine it. Burst added, Fairy 623, air blockable, Matera H arrows, 2 hits, Vicala Dormouse noses to projectiles. Yeah. It'll be the kind of thing that they would definitely have to, nerf sort of the zoners and the more, I mean, yeah, across the board if they added something like that. That'd be very nice for them. As long as you don't get any zoner like Happy Chaos, we are fine with Outburst. But what would be an interesting idea for like another way to use your Brave points? I mean, we have a guard cancel, we have a drive impact, we have a combo extender. I wonder. We don't have like a push block in this game. I don't know if we would. I also don't know if that's worth 1 Brave point, right? The problem is you have to find whatever, whatever effect you come up with has to be strong enough to warrant at least 1 Brave point. I feel like it'd be very weird if you were spending like half Brave points on shit, right? So like a push block probably is not 1 Brave point worth. It's like half, like that's just worse than Brave counter, right? Because it resets you to neutral instead of making it your turn. But I guess maybe it's unbaitable. That, because it would be, yeah, I mean, maybe if you couldn't bait the push block, like if, the push block was just like a, it pushed you back, you stayed in the corner, right? It resets you to neutral, slightly disadvantage neutral, but it couldn't be like baited and they block it and then you die. Spend a BP and do more damage with a super, kind of like burst supers from Exert. Ooh, that's an interesting idea, but I wonder if one of the things, I think decisions are very interesting, right? And I almost wonder if that's the kind of thing that you would just do it when it would kill. You know what I mean? Because the difference between burst supers in Exert and like this in Granblue is that your burst gauge carried between rounds
very good on. So
in Exert, right?
Incredibly smart and
yo, Orochi, by the way, thank you very much for the 2 months, man. I saw you in the lobby there too. But yeah, like in Exert, your burst gauge carried over between rounds, yes. So it's like you could choose to try and finish off this round, but you might not have burst next round. Whereas in Granblue, your Brave points would reset, so that you would only do that when it would kill, and it wouldn't really be any interesting like decision making or resource management, I don't think. But it's still a cool idea to try and maybe think about and how you could make that more of an interesting choice, right? Still a shame to me that Happy Chaos necessitated Strive to make Burst full screen. This alongside Strive not letting you air throw Burst startup makes Burst baiting a lot less satisfying. Yeah. These owners could take more damage multiplier if they spend their Brave points. I will say, I understand where you're coming from there, Raphael, but I also don't like the idea of having characters interact with universal system mechanics, like hard-codedly differently, right? For example, probably I think in general that the Granblue devs have been doing a great job, right? I think every patch has moved the game into a better state than it has been, right? We've been in different magnitudes of that step, right? The Versutia patch is still the best thing that's ever happened to this game. But, like, the dumbest thing that I've ever seen is taking away Nier's ability to Raging Strike, like, half the time, right? I don't like when it goes, universal system mechanic, not you, right? That, to me, feels stupid. It also, I think, makes the game a lot less intuitive and stuff like that. That, you know, it's like, oh, everyone can Raging Strike, but if you're floating near, don't worry. Well, technically, you can only Raging Strike when the puppet is ready, but not summoned. Like, if the puppet's out, you can't Raging Strike. If the puppet's not, if the puppet's recovering, you can't Raging Strike. But if you could summon the puppet and you don't, then you can Raging Strike or something. I feel like it's inelegant design, personally. And I would feel a similar way about something like, you know, specifically Matera, Fairy, Vikala, and Vayne or something. Take, you know, 130% extra damage on one Brave point and 160% extra damage on no Brave points or something. That to me feels, it's inelegant, I think. Ow. How about a whiff follow-up? Probably not for a combo, but spamming the BP to get advantage. Okay, if opponent hits into it, leaves room for counterplay. Maybe. Slayer's guaranteed counter hit on next hits. I mean, that is just really fucking, it's aura and hype moments, but yeah, I suppose, kind of. I like the idea of, like, a whiff cancel or something, actually, but then that'd be way, that could be, you could get some DPRC. Huh? You're not being able to RS is my one pet peeve complaint about Granblue design, but besides that, I've been enjoying how Granblue cooks. Yeah, I think it was very inelegant. I think it was really, like, you know, it was a very stupid idea. I do not wish to fight any of these characters here. So true, Besta. Make feints cost BC diamonds? Yeah, so like, could you do some sort of whiff cancel thing? Maybe you couldn't do it on DP. I think maybe like you could have a whiff cancel for stuff, but you couldn't do it if on reversals, right? I don't want no DPRC. Maybe off normals only. Maybe all specials, but not. But you know, reversals exempted. Like, you know, any invincible reversal or parry. All the stuff that's counter hit recovery now, right? So supers, reversals, like all the stuff that they made counter hit recovery in the last patch. So then, if you know, if you whiff something, you can just like insta recover. Though I mean, first off, that's a weird. I will say, that's a weird mechanic for rollback, right? That's a strange mechanic for a rollback game. Not that it can't be done, but you have to be careful with how you animate the snapping back, because it could make lag, even like slightly lesser rollback lag, feel a lot worse than it otherwise would if you have like sudden shifts in the animation like that, depending on how you do it. And also, whiff punishing is not. This is not, you know, Street Fighter 6 where punish counter is the best state, right? It's counter hits, which is the best state anyway. Normals cost 1 to cancel, specials take 2, and reversals take 3? Maybe. Feints like For Honor? Yeah. I'm not sure. It's definitely an interesting thought experiment to think about what extra things you could do to give, like, another, you know, a fourth use, kind of, for Brave points. Huh. You love characters who just lack system mechanics, and it's so curious how most of them are bottom tier. Ignore missing Link Justice. She has no backwalk, hurt box, and frame 1 buttons. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but that sounds terrifying. Oh, good backdash. This is gonna be some nice damage. I mean, Nier can't kill you from here, right? But if they wanted to, they can cash out pretty hard. Yeah, they get the 3 stocks there, too. That's where Nier gets her max damage on her supers, right? 1 to 3 stocks. It's pretty nice. Pretty good, certainly. Yeah, I feel like also if you wanted to do something that cost more than 1 Brave point, you'd have to be so. It would have to be so good. It have to be so, like, 2 Brave points is such a huge cost, right? You know, Black Dad number 5. Thank you very much for the prime. Amazing name. If you wanted to do something that costs 2 Brave points, it'd have to be so good. Imagine something so strong that you would do it instead of Brave countering twice. So I almost think that it's probably not a good idea to do something like that, right? To make something worthwhile to spend 2 Brave points on, I feel like that's a very high power level thing you could do. Overdrive from vanilla would do the trick. So you're coming up with another 2 Brave points for a 15 frame plus 13 overhead. It's an interesting idea. But you're just gambling your life on a 50-50? I don't know. I think they can go the rapid cancel route with it. It's a Blaze Build mechanic, but you can only use them on block or on hits, and it gives more freeform play. Interesting, and I guess it would depend on, like, you know, some characters would like to Raging Strike, some characters would rather rapid cancel, depending on how their combo structure works. It would just add a broken thing if it justifies the 2 BP, yeah. Now that we gotta move that costs 2 BP, it has to be so strong it'll make everyone bitch incessantly, which will bring down the rep of the game. I agree. Super cancel. You do a super, spend a Brave point or 2, and combo off it. I don't like that, because what it basically is yeah, I think it just would have to be such a high, like, that's a good example of something that might be worth 2 Brave points. But that's just such a high power level thing that it's really toxic, you know? Like, at that point, everyone just gets to combo off their DP, except their DP does 4,000 to 6,000 damage. Right? Like, imagine the, like, Ladiva has 3 Brave points, and she wake up SSBAs your ass, she 720s, you take 7,500 damage, and she gets a full combo afterwards. Right? Like, she would fucking TOD some characters off a wake up super. Right? Like, so I don't think that, I think we just can't do it. I think it would have to be so good that it would just become over centralizing, right? I know one of the things on my wish list is having the amount of BP you have matter more. For example, getting RS with 3 BP is the same as 2 or 1, but once you have 0, you're minus 15 instead of minus 8. Yeah. That is currently how that works, but yeah, more things like that. That would benefit people with front-loaded SSBAs. I'll just think you could cancel at the end, I guess, but yeah. I guess if it's canceling out of the start, like out of the non-cinematic hit of the super, but yeah, how does that work with characters who don't have non-cinematic hits, right? Alright, Lolipe and Lord Orochi. Let's get Lolipe in here. It's a very interesting thought experiment, though. It is very fun to try and think of universal, like, because it's just, you have to be so careful. I say this so much that I'm sure I sound like a broken record. Like, you have to be so careful with universal system mechanics, right? You have to be so careful with introducing entirely new universal things characters can do, because there's just going to be so many unexpected consequences, right? Like, you might be like, well, we playtested this on Gran, and it was fine, so what's the problem? But that, you know, some character somewhere, some matchup, something, and then multiple times over, probably, that shit's going to be broken. Probably. So you have to be, like, it's the kind of thing that you have to really think about a lot and playtest heavily before you do, right? Well, if you could extend combo limit by a couple chunks for 1 BP? So this is, you can already kind of do this with Raging Strike, right? Thank you for putting up so much good Grand Blue content on YouTube, sir. You're killing it, man. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying something so nice. I'm doing my best, you know. I'm having a great time too. So I hope that it's not just me. You guys are also enjoying yourselves. But, you know, we try to be educational, entertaining to what extent I'm capable. I feel like I'm getting better at it as time goes on. I appreciate the kind words and the Prime as well, man. Thanks for the support. Who is Ghost Black 840, please? I don't know. Who was it who found them? Always found them, I think. Ask Always who they, like what their name was on Discord, because I don't think it's the same as their name on Challenge. Lord Orochi. Reminds me of the one boss fight from Okami, you know? That old PS2 game, the goated PS2 game. I'm back, I'm done being productive. Hello, Bonjim. It was Hero 840, there you go. Apparently it's H-E-I-R-O 840 is who you're looking for, Shatter. Let's have a good match. Your ass is mine. 2B. RS decrease the damage so much, though, at least keep the scaling, or maybe at least force crouch. That would be an interesting idea. Oh, that would be an interesting idea, actually. This is almost not a new use for Brave Counter, but it would be interesting if Raging... but that'd just be better Raging Strike. I was gonna say, if you could have a Raging Strike that kept people grounded but forced crouch, that'd just be a way better Raging Strike, right? Because the thing that balances Raging Strike is that if you use it mid-combo, it's a launcher, so it starts your combo limit count. You only get, like, because crouching confirms for so many characters, like, double their damage in this game. So there's a very good reason that you have to hit a raw, reactable Raging Strike to get a crouching starter on people in this game. It's so hard, man. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying there's so many things that are so dangerous to put in the video game. Still think spending BP to taunt is the best idea. If you could spend 3 BP to taunt, I think that would be really cool. You know, I think that would lead to some, you could really shit on people. These just hypotheticals for fun, or do we generally want these changes? It would be fun to think about, like, I don't necessarily want, I think the Brave system is very well done. I like it, right? I think the resource management already feels pretty intricate. If anything, honestly, I do like the idea of having more, like what Razzle, I think, mentioned, about having more effects for being at different BP values, like more small rider effects. Like, obviously, you take, like, the huge effect right now is you take a lot more damage on 1 BP or on 0 BP, right? If there could be, like, some other small rider effects just to make the resource management game more interesting. Like, maybe you would even get, like, some sort of bonus at 3 BP. So, you almost don't want to Brave Counter or Raging Strike even once.
Very good on.
Perhaps. I'm not sure.
Incredibly smart and attractive.
Movie reference? Hello, Tubby. Thank you very much for the 8 months. The Prime there, good sir. But currently, I think I really like the interplay between... Because even though there are you know, only 2 real uses for Brave points. Like Siege, SSBA, yeah. Are you dead? Stomp. 1, 2, 3. He can do this. He can do Close H. Raging Strike. He should have let the whole thing rock, but I think she might still be dead. He should have let both hits of it rock, but I think 2B is still going to hell.
Sweet dreams.
Yep. Oh my god. Fucking Avatar, man. Fucking Avatar Belial. What if you did an SF6 style mini burnout where things get more plus, less minus, get someone with less BP? Oh, you gotta be really careful with that. You gotta be really, because a lot of the frame data in this game is very intentionally designed, right? A lot of the frame data in this game is very intentionally designed around losing to throw, or beating throw, or, you know, giving you, like, you know, making it so you can frame trap out of it or something like that. Like the reason that burnout is like the worst thing that can happen to you in a modern fighting game is because of the fact that it changes the frame data, right? Besides also taking away your ability to, like, even like an extra +1 or -1 on some, like, for example, right? Very simply, Ladiva is a great example for this. Ladiva's medium headbutt is +2 on block. This makes it fundamentally useless because she's a character with a 6-frame DP, right? Or 6-frame light. So, like, if she tries to do MDP and anything afterwards and you throw her, she loses, right? Give her 1 extra frame of advantage, right? 1 extra frame. And suddenly, Ladiva has, you know, like a non-cooldown looping 50-50. Right? Doesn't have to spend, because, like, if she's +3, right, suddenly it's a command grab 50-50. And that move goes from being, like, a joke move to, like, genuinely a very strong turn-stealing option. And it lets her keep the H headbutt cooldown as well. It'd be interesting to see something like gaining less meter the less BP you have. That, yeah, maybe you gain like 10% more meter at 3 BP or something? Because there's already a bunch of comeback mechanics in the video game, right? So like this almost being like a bit of a, maybe a slight snowball mechanic or something? I'm not sure. Check my tag, you come up to my avatar and press X and check profile. Ah, gotcha. Let me hear you. But yeah, so what I was saying earlier is, despite the fact that there are essentially only 2 system mechanics that use Brave points, right? There are many different ways to use them. Right? It's kind of the default ways. For example, you know, Brave counter is obviously a guard cancel. You can use it if you're in the corner and someone is pressuring you to get out, right? But for example, there's also offensive uses to Brave counter, right? Brave counter can be used when you have someone in the corner and they like guess correctly and start taking their turn back. They like 6XL you when you block it or something. Then you can Brave counter offensively to keep them in the corner and keep your turn going, right? At that point, you are basically betting, like so that right there is kind of the default use of Brave counter. But this, for example, kind of the offensive use of Brave counter right there, right? Spending that resource to keep them in the corner to force them to guess again, right? And then betting that this is not going to happen to you, basically. That betting on yourself that you will kill them before the next time that your expenditure of Brave points comes back to bite you. There's no way. Did you jump here? That's a mean. Whiffing DP into SSBA is some of the most diabolical shit I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, Raging Strike can obviously be used as a combo extender, right? Or it can be used as just like free combo filler if you have a super, or it can be used as a drive impact, right? So there are already multiple ways to use those 2 system mechanics as is, and I think it makes the resource management game pretty interesting, right? The Terra Arrow's being slightly faster caused some stupid stuff now. It's hard to do and maybe impractical, but she has loops now, and it's certainly something. Interesting. Oh, dropped the extension off that. I probably just add the extension implemented at the end of the first game for 25 meter. The blue SF5 looking mechanic. Can't remember the name of it. I'm not actually sure. I didn't play any vanilla Grand Blue. She's so dead, man. Maybe spending Brave points to unlock certain attacks, or the more BP you have, certain specials deal more damage or have better properties. It's an interesting idea, because yeah, I mean, spending BP as a pressure option, right, is something we don't really have. We have it as a defensive tool, we have it as, like, a drive impact, which is a pressure option, technically, but, you know. Like, if you could, like, spend a BP to, like, steal back a turn, right? Spend a BP to, like, make something plus that shouldn't be, to loop your cooldowns or something? Is that... That's a very, like, high-risk, high-reward way to spend it, right? You could very easily do that and then just get Brave countered or something, but... Have a character unique buff when at 3 BP? Oh, I mean, that'd be very interesting, but that'd also be a lot of design work. Give us focus attacks from SF4 for 2 BP? Pressure option would be the rapid cancel thing I was talking about? Yeah, yeah. To make something plus that like shouldn't be plus normally or something. And because Grand Blue's a cooldown-based game, and a lot of the specials are very strong, right? If you get like one extra thing of plus frames, right? One extra plus on block move can very much be enough for all of he's dead for all of your cooldowns to loop back around, and you get basically another round of your character's offense, right? So that could be an interesting idea. That could be an interesting idea. Spend a BP to refresh all of your cooldowns. Is that worth it? Perhaps. That could be worth it in certain situations, maybe. Persona 4 Arena 1 more will be a funny thing. It's also really busted. I don't know what that is. Hello, Kyo. That'll go so fucking hard on Lucy. Goddamn. 1 BP to refresh 12-second cooldowns. Yeah, I mean, if that was introduced, they probably have to nerf Lucy because of that. Right? Because that helps him more than literally anyone else. So the unfortunate fact of the matter is, while that would go hard, they probably wouldn't let him have it for free, I will say. Give a Berserk mode for spending all the BP. You take more damage, but deal more damage with quicker cooldowns. That is... You can just, like, choose to play the round Unga? It's an interesting idea, certainly. You lose all your Brave points immediately. Maybe you take, like, 170% damage instead of 150% or something like that. But you get, like, you know, you get, like, BL5 Lucy cooldown or something. I think that just... while that sounds very funny, I think that probably... This is kind of the thing, right? To introduce something that is worth spending 2 or even 3 Brave points on, you have to make it so strong that it becomes game warping, right? And the game, like, becomes about that one mechanic instead of anything else, which I don't like things that are, you know, so strong they're over-centralized, right? Which is kind of why, for example, I like the fact that Brave counter got nerfed, right? Like, that would just... Some people would only play the game that way. Hear me out, spend a BP to air dash. Interesting. Persona 4 Arena 1 more is a 50 bar for Guilty Gear Accent Core Roman cancel. Like, immediate, keep going. Yeah, I don't... There's a lot of interesting ideas. Is it... You could... This was, I believe... Yeah, Olipa who took that down. Bring back the overdrive mechanic with some changes. Here people suggest ideas. Suggest burst ideas using BP meter or just all BPs. Yeah, maybe? I mean, if burst costs like 3 BP, I don't think it'll be worth it. But maybe? Give us a burst / combo breaker for 2 BP? So this is the thing that spurred on this whole conversation originally, right? And I think the reason I don't like this is because I don't think I want to buff defense in Grand Blue. You know what I mean? I don't think that's where I'm at with the video game. This was the original idea, this idea of the combo breaker or some kind of burst mechanic. That is the reason we're talking about all these potential alternate system mechanics with Brave counter or with Brave points. But I just don't think I like the idea of giving some huge defensive buff across the board, right? Defense is already good. I love the RPS we have against opponents. Yeah, defense, like, I mean, there are a ton of very good defensive option selects in this game. There's very little, like, true 50-50 mix. Most of the characters that have it either pay heavily for it or just are top tier because it's that rare to have in the video game, right? You know. Like, yes, pressure, there's a lot of plus buttons, sure, but there's, like, a bunch of throw invincibility on wake up and stuff. So I don't know that I would want a whatever universal mechanic this is, I don't think I would want it to be a defensive one, right? I was thinking it was that extreme, but that's a neat idea. I was thinking if you did use all of your BP, you get a slight buff. That's an interesting design space, right? That's a very flexible idea, Con. Like, I'm sure there's some implementation of that would make it an interesting decision between keeping your Brave points for, like, all of the variety of uses. You know, how strong Brave counter is and all the ways it could be helpful. How strong, you know, Raging Strike is and all the ways it could be useful. Versus just getting, like, you know, I just want to be a better version of my character for a bit. I love the current patch a lot. I still want to see new stuff later on, but right now I'm very happy. Yeah. Who are the people with real mix? Grim, Zeta, Kag sometimes? Kag doesn't have, like, actual 50-50s, right? She has a very good throw bait. Ladiva, is there anyone else? Vasaraga does. Abel and Sora's, when they have their SBAs, do. They have unreactable 50-50s. Technically Beatrix, it doesn't really matter too much unless you're low on health, but Beatrix, like, you know, that command grab is one of the best things that Beatrix has, certainly. Bubs, if you're tall, yeah, some characters have fuzzies on like only tall characters, right? I think Bubs, yeah, Bubs is one of those. Is that it? I feel like I must be missing someone. Bubs at 100 meter. Oh yeah, true. He's also got a command grab super. Yeah, yeah. Eustace on like half the cast. Does Eustace have a fuzzy on tall characters? Oh my fucking god, UL. Yeah. UL does have it as well. Literally like the most straightforward example of them just being like, this character has a 50-50 now. Yeah. Burst is not necessarily a buff to defense. It's a buff to risk players instead of blocking because using 2 brave counters. Well, yeah, sure. But also, I think the strongest purpose of a burst is if someone is hitting you in the corner, you just get them off you, right? So I think overall, it's another thing the attacker has to get through before they get to play the game. So I think it definitely becomes, like, in the grains, yes, there are going to be offensive uses to burst, the same way there are offensive uses to brave counter, right? Like, maybe you guess wrong on offense and you're getting hit and you immediately burst to keep your turn going, right? At very high risk. By the way, Sora's eyeliner is kind of... He kind of... What the fuck? Green Grenade JL? I see. But even though Brave Counter has offensive purposes, nerfing Brave Counter certainly nerfs defense overall, right? Because its most valuable purpose, the place where it tilts the risk-reward most heavily in your favor, is on defense, right? Spend all BP for an IK final round only, so true. Reflex in that cat eye? Yeah. I believe he ate and left no crumbs, is the correct, it's a low rank in wall brawl? I don't know, I'll call it low rank. We call it more of an intermediate, but yes. Having something like rapid cancel on pressure can also call out certain things. Maybe it could even be used to bait brave counter, right? As well, as now the make you so you can block it, and it's minus now or something. Nitpicking with B's command grab isn't 50-50. That thing is fuzzyable for sure. How so, Razzle? Because couldn't she also just delay her couldn't she just delay her buttons in the same way? What do you think about meter carrying through rounds? Would definitely help some characters more than others. Would also be a snowball mechanic, probably. Oh, armor a little too slow on that. You my low-ranking character, Avatar Belial? Yeah. I couldn't join unless it's a low rank. I mean, you are able to. There's no bottom rank restriction on this tournament. There's only a top rank, right? But Beatrix's command grab starts up in what? Is it 12 frames? What's the speed on Beatrix's command grab? Don't hurt me. 10? Oh, I mean, no. Fuzzyable. I don't think so. 10 frames? No. I think it's 10? How's that? That can't. There's no way, right? You'd have to fuzzy, like, jump it, I guess, because fuzzy backdash would lose to them mashing buttons. Thought it was 10? Yeah. And incentivizes spending supers outside of when they would kill to give more time to build meter if meter carries over. That's true. It's true. It'll be interesting. It's an interesting choice. Meter does build very fast in this game, but it's certainly not like a... I'm not so sure that I'm like, that's a bad idea. Just like more so, I'm not entirely sure how that would affect the video. It's 10 frame command grab that's minus 48 on whiff. Yeah. I saw your tier list brick. However, if there's a gun to your head, who do you have top 1? Right now? The answer changes day to day. Right now, I would probably say Beatrix. Yeah, if you ask me tomorrow, I might say Grimnir. Well, it's one of those two, I think. But I think the ease, the simplicity on Beatrix, I think matters a lot. Grimnir, if you asked me yesterday and today, yeah, fair enough. I need no escape removed from the game. If I get thrown out of a close cell halfway through its animation again, I'll stream. It's definitely fuzzyable. Also has a delay to catch your fuzzy. It's no longer 50-50. It's RPS. So are you saying you could fuzzy jump it? So if she meatied you... If she meatied you, you wouldn't... Well, no. Well... If she meted you would block, and if she command grabbed you, you would jump it? What would be the exact... What would you do exactly, Razzle, to get out of that? While starting a round with bar? Yeah, it would help characters who are, you know, characters who are very meter reliant more than others as well, certainly. Like, if Beatrix is running at you on wake up, you just, like, hold down back for a second and then jump. Rick's gay wall brawls ruin my nights. I'm gonna cuddle my dog now. Fuck you, Nier. So true. Busy going 1-2 to chime in, but not gonna lie as a case for not wanting to put too many system mechanics in to make sure characters have more defined weaknesses. Yeah. What do you think are the best and worst mechanics in Granblue? It's an interesting question. I'm not sure. I would have, like... I think at this point, I don't really... Like, I would have said Brave Counter is the worst before Season 2. I think it's a lot more reasonable now. What's the definition of a 50-50 anyways? A mix-up option where both options hit on the same frame or a few frames apart? Well, realistically, what it is it's a thing where you are in a situation where you just have to guess one way or the other, right? And the reason that timing matters there is because if you can just do an option select that beats both options because the timing is different, then you're no longer guessing, right? You can do one set of inputs that beats both buttons. So that's why usually, yes, the timing has to be like on the same frame or very close. Because otherwise you can just do the answer to one of them for a few frames, then after a certain amount of delay, do the answer for the other one. It's why Nier's like high-low, for example, in 1.4 and previously was a real 50-50. Because the overhead and the low could very easily hit, well, not very easily, it did take some timing from the Nier, certainly. But the overhead and the low can hit you on the same frame, basically, right? This is also why, like, UL's overhead is the speed that it is, right? Yo, Slayer3521U, thanks for the follow. You can fuzzy jump or fuzzy mash in most situations. B can't cancel 5U from normals. Well, yeah, because it'll be, you'll be in throw protection, right? I assume she can, but it'll just whiff. I'm trying to think about the actual math of it right now. So, for example, say that... So you have 9 frames of throw and vuln on wake up. But I mean, so she's not meeting you with the throw anyway. She just can't do it. Or even if she could, it wouldn't matter, right? Because unless the command grab is hard coded to be able to combo into things, it wouldn't work. Because you can't grab people normally in hit stun or in block stun, right? Like the Vasaraga, for example, got given that privilege. Ladiva's like SPD has that privilege, but I gotta like look at the frame meter and take a look. I'm trying to understand. Maybe you're right. Like what common Oki situations could Beatrix do? You think Granblue should have more 50-50 situations? The game's not super balanced around them as it currently stands, I don't think. I think, if anything, I think a lot of the characters that have, well, a lot of the characters, there's not that many of them, but the characters that have 50-50s that don't really pay for them very much, you need to pay for them a little bit more, I would say. Okay. So, what are we doing here? Also, that's the fucking wrong match. That is not the match. Well, so what match is happening right now, yeah? Yeah. Johnny Astro. Oh, no, I forgot he played Nier. So true, never mind. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I made top 8. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, Zan and Dawn Mosquito. At 10 frames, it could matter since you could set up minus framed normals that would frame trap into 5U or riding free. Yeah, I'd have to take a look and see the different setups, right? You can fuzzy jump Ladiva's shit even, right? And her command grab is 7, right? But again, I think the fact that you can often still put slight delays in on stuff, right? And like have it still cover like Oki situations and still potentially beat the fuzzy jump timing because there's a lot of active frames on certain moves in the video game. I actually main Cat since release pretty much, but I kind of burned down on her, so I'm trying new things. If fighting games are types of food, what food would Granblue be? What an interesting question. I don't know, man. I like pizza and I like Granblue, so maybe it's pizza. I'm a pizza guy. Let me get Zan in here. Also, my brain is collapsing. Oh, there he is. There we go. Granblue's cheesecake. Everyone's so sweet. Dongo, because it buffs me before my hunts. Yo, Junkie, thanks for the raid, brother. Welcome, welcome. We are in the middle of the intermediate bracket right here. Dawn Mosquito versus Zan. Sheep versus Narmaya. Sheep versus cow. Barnyard animal violence. Tekken Season 2. Tekken Season 2 is like, you know, you had like you went to like some restaurant or something and you were like, hey, you know, could I have you picked like the spicy option on the menu, right? And you know, they were like, be careful, it's spicy, and you're like, I know, I like spicy food, and you have it, it's like kind of a little, you like it, but it's a little too spicy for you, right? So then, you know, they're like, it's okay, we'll make an option that's a little bit less spicy, just for you, and then when you order that second option that is supposedly less spicy, it's actually like 4 times as spicy, and it sends you to the hospital. You have like appendicitis, you know, your shit immediately explodes, and you die in the restaurant, and they're like, well, I mean, I'm sorry. We warned you that it was spicy. You got served lava? Yeah. If fighting games were food, which deserves to be pure crushed caffeine? My money's on one of the Marvel games. Ketamine por cabello, man. Yeah, again, none of the tournaments have a lower rank requirement, right? The only rank restriction that exists in either of the wall brawls is an upper rank restriction, right? The only restriction on your rank is that you can't be master rank and join the intermediate brawl. You can't be master rank on any character and join the intermediate brawl. There is otherwise no lower restrictions on either bracket. You can be D rank and join the intermediate. You can be F rank and join the open. I don't even know how you get. I don't think you can actually get to F rank. I think it's mostly there for anything. You can't have been master. That's true. Smash? Wait, there's a joke. There's a not a fighting game joke in here somewhere. Gotta go. The BC topic was very fun. Have a great stream. See you, Q. Mr. Q. Now, again, if you join the open bracket and you are like a B rank, it's gonna be tough. That's okay. Nothing wrong with getting your shit rocked every now and then. How's this for fluff? I made it to master, so I can't join my bro Dawn in intermediate anymore. Shame. We all get our shit rocked? Bro, I'd get my shit rocked if I joined the open bracket. No shame in it. Out. Grappler Narmaya has arrived. I'm still thinking about fuzzy jumping this Beatrix command grab, brother. How many active frames are there on, like, her fucking... Close L's have, what, 4 active frames? Usually 5? They definitely don't outlast the, They don't outlast the throw-in vuln, certainly, but I mean... It will then be after you block the close L, she's +4. I just realized her... Oh my fuck... Wait. Do you have 6... Would that mean... If she did 5 close L into 5U linked, because you can't even cancel it, just mashes 5U and it links. Does that shit is that like hit on the perfect frame, or do you have to delay it by 1 frame? This is where I'm bad at counting. I guess 4, you'd be on the frame when she's +4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then 0. No. Oh, no. You only have 6 frames. Never mind, I'm stupid. You have 6 frames of throw-in vuln post-block. So the super definitely would not, or the command grab definitely would not interact with that. So, but yeah, so if she did 5 close L into immediate 5U, there would be a 10 frame gap between those two things. If she did, I mean, there'd be a... if she did it into like close H, there'd be... Are you sure? Are you sure, Razzle? Post block is 6 frames, wake up it's 10, wake up's 9, so I'm wrong either way, but... Like, I mean, I guess... Are you really fuzzy jumping? Oh, like a 1 frame difference or a 2 frame difference? I mean, maybe? I think that's a really hard... I suppose it's literally possible, right? Like, if she goes close L, close H versus close L, 5U, it's literally possible. He's right. It's not hitting on the same frame, and I don't know that Beatrix has a 10-frame move, right? It's part of my B drill, so I know it's a thing. That's a difficult fucking fuzzy, though, right? That is a very difficult fuzzy, I think. But you're right that it's literally possible, I suppose. Ow. Ow. Oh, Sandalphon, by the way. Holy shit. Hello, Sandalphon. Her close H is 9 frames. Command grab is 10? Okay. I mean, I thought her close H was 8. Her close H being 9 actually kind of helps in this case. Bro, that's a frame perfect fuzzy. Razzle, I think you're just fucking insane, man. I think you might just be the best player on the planet, no? Like, you're not... if she did close L, for example, that'd be easier, right? There'd be a bigger gap there. What happens if Beatrix perfectly adjusts her timing by 1 frame, beating your fuzzy? I mean, that would still frame trap you, yeah. Probably. Well, at that point, No, I guess at that point she would lose if she delayed her close H and you had a 5-frame close L, right? Then you would beat her. So, yeah. And you go to combo breaker. I assume he's talking about, you know, if she goes like close L versus close L command grab, because that's a lot more realistic, right? That's a much bigger gap. That's like a 5-frame gap. That's not. That's much more easily fuzzyable. Nah, I'd get grabbed like a nerd. I mean, that sounds like that shit's frame perfect, right? Ow. Oh, damn. Nice counter hit. Maybe I'm misunderstanding though. But he is literally correct. And like, you know, Razzle is it is fuzzyable. And again, if she doesn't do exactly close L, close H, it should be a lot easier as well, right? But again, you don't really know what button she's necessarily going to hit after the close L, so it's a bit of layered. Like, it's an RPS into a potential 50-50, I guess. I know that worked at a counter hit close H. Yeah, a lot of characters get stuff like that, where like the counter hit slowdown is so severe that like you can you know, the plus frames plus the extra plus frames you get out of canceling into a special lets you link into things you normally would not be able to get off a normal close H cancel, right? You gonna be a combo breaker this year, Brick? Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to the US for a while, man. I haven't talked about this yet, but like, I really wanted to go to EVO this year. I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I really wanted to, but I don't think I will. And you know, I was not trying to go to the US. I had my doubts, and then recent events happened, and now I'm like, I don't have my doubts anymore. I think I just don't want to go. I don't think you know. Fair, honestly. I really want to go to EVO, right? I really wanted to go to EVO. I'm already committed to combo breaker, but after that, oh yeah. I'll be real, if someone consistently can frame perfect fuzzy my close L into 5U, I'm just retiring from the FGC, I'm cooked. Yeah. Come to EVO France? Now we're talking. US is nuts right now, feels bad. I mean, you know, you know. It's, EVO France it is? Now maybe you're right. Come to EVO Brazil. I assumed you were from the US? No, I am Canadian, actually. But, I don't know. Honestly, bro, if I was in the US, I might not want to be in the US for very much longer. Used to be more UK FGC events. Could we get an EVO UK? Had some family just come back and they already want to leave. I like... Call me, the US is a 50-50, yeah. Yeah, so, we were talking about characters that have unreactable mix. The Trump administration is certainly one of those characters. That's a damn good way to put it, Hogan. That's a damn good way to put it. The US does have a very broken 50-50 right now. And my ass, I'm not Razzle, man. I'm not fuzzying that shit. I suck. I am not fuzzy jumping any of that. Ice command grab is crazy. Yeah, listen, I'm call it overreacting, call it me being like, call me a drama queen, whatever you want to say, but if there's even like a 1% chance that like I fucking I go to the border, they check my phone, there's like some like pro-Palestine shit on there or something, and as a result I get sent to El Salvador and never see my family again, you know, if that's like a 0.1% chance, that's more serious than EVO, man. I want to go to EVO so badly, but you know, that is legit what is happening. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So not worth getting grabbed by brown shirts. That's right. So I'm very sad. I made this decision like yesterday, probably. I'm very sad. I really wanted to go to EVO, but right. Trumpet Elon season 1 near. I'll release near. EVO Japan, baby. I will be going to EVO Japan for one day. I'll probably go to EVO Sunday just because I'm there to hang out with my friends and not all of them are going to EVO. So I want to just like abandon them for 3 days. But I probably will be going to EVO Japan for one day because I'm in Japan while EVO Japan is happening. So that'll be dope. Maybe I will go to EVO France, man. I don't know. Figure it out. Very sad, but I unfortunately some things are more serious than fighting games, I fear. All right. Lolipe and Kupo. They are, let me go get Kupo. At Kupo. I have an idea. I drive to Canada with a large truck. It is filled with bricks. They won't notice a thing when I cross back. So true, bestie. So true. So sad. I wanted to go to EVO. I wanted to like meet people, stuff like that, right? I also just wanted to go. I've never been to EVO, man. I wanted to go, I wanted to join the Grand Blue bracket, I wanted to join the Street Fighter bracket, like see how I could do, right? Maybe like meet some, some other content creators I really like watching or something, right? But I straight up, all of that is very nice, but I think there are more important priorities in life, unfortunately. Come to EVO 2043 post Fall of Democracy, so true. EVO France looks all tempting, maybe. There's always EVO Japan, but it's not the same. I mean, I'm going to EVO Japan for one day, probably. But, yeah. How do you think you do in Grand Blue Fantasy EVO? I would hope I could get out of pools. Right? Check my tag, Brick. Alright. Oh, too bad, Hari. Not enough time, I think. I'm okay. I'm certainly not amazing at Grand Blue. If I did some, if I played a little bit more of my main as well, I've been playing very much Ladiva recently, but like,
Don't worry, you're fine.
get some water, get some rest. I think I'll get out of pools.
Not on my watch.
I might then immediately like run into fucking Have a Nice Day or something and get fucking destroyed, but until then,
Are those animals?
and see Brick into a demon round 2 out of hate for the grappler lifestyle. Yeah. I suppose there is always that chance as well.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
I think I am very realistic about how good I am at Grand Blue. I think I'm, in the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty good. In like the scheme of, people who are actually good at the video game, I'm all right. I got a lot to learn. Certainly. It is time. It's time for the game to fucking crash, apparently. What's going on? In the grand scheme of things? Okay, I'm still seeing chat messages, so I don't think it's me. The match ended. Okay. I don't, because my internet has been a little, I don't know what the fuck my ISP is doing, but they've not been doing a great job. We good, fellas? I think someone's game crashed, probably. One of Koopa or Lipe is gonna die right now and get DC'd, I think. Brick versus Monarch's notebook. The notebook says, fuck them kids. It says, go back to the 9 to 5. Imagine trying to run wall brawls on Tuesdays, the actual horror, thank God. Don't worry, bro, my ISP gave me 2 megabytes a second, man. Take him out back. There you go, Lipe's game crashed. Unfortunate. Wait, hold on. Hit him with the Zeta, whoa, what? Notebook always read just got. Now check the tag. So true. Public school for you. So true, bestie. People were so... I still like the... What? Yeah, honestly, so true, man. So true. People were so fucking savage about the Rookie's Monarch match, man. Rookie showing a picture of his daughter. Monarch beats him.
Oh, you're so focused.
Your kids are going to public school, buddy. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Speaking of counter hit starters, is Anila's thing command jump? I thought it was M sheep, but then I thought about the slowdown. Ooh, wait, maybe it is command jump. Hold on, you might be spitting, because I always thought, while we wait for Felipe to come back here, can you explain Beelzebub in 60 seconds or less while we wait for the match? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. We can try. I'm not a Beelzebub expert, keep in mind, right? Seeing the smile fade was so good. You guys are fucking... Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing for you to say, man. You're a little psychopath, aren't you? All right, Beelzebub is a mid-range space control sort of character. He can play defensive, and he does in a lot of matchups till he gets the hits, right? He's not a full zoner, but he's got really good buttons, also very good anti-air buttons, like his far H right here, for example, is both very good, well-reaching, and also it reaches pretty high up into the air, as you can see, right? Wait, hold on. This does not count as part of the time. There you go. Right, but his big... So he has, like, needles to keep you away with, right? He's got, like, this swipe, which also, again, very good, like, sort of mid-range space control tool. Can go even further if he uses you, right? The big thing with Beelzebub is obviously dive kick, right? Like, when he decides he wants to turn on the jets or when he has advantage, he can do this, right? It uses up his DP cooldown, but it's a very difficult to deal with air option for a lot of people. This is very hard to 2H on reaction. You basically have to have a DP or something to get this realistically, unless you're doing it on a read or something like that. He also is just a huge, like, knowledge check character, right? Stuff like, the charge needles into, like, Karma. Stuff like just Karma in general as a move. People spot dodge this and die. How to deal with Unisonic, right? The fact that he has a command grab super, right? Like all the different ways that his specials interact and all the different counters to them are very intricate, and it leads to a lot of people just, like, not knowing how to fight this guy and, like, spot dodging Karma and dying, or forgetting about the command grab, or dying to Unisonic, or, like, getting throw baited or something like that, right? So I think the general game plan with this guy, from my understanding, is if you want to play him a little cleaner, you kind of play him as, again, this, like, mid-range sort of space control character that when you want to, you can turn on the jets with this, right? Or you can just also teleport is a huge knowledge check, right? Or you can just, like, play Beelzebub like an absolute fucking psychopath and just constantly do all your fucking knowledge check moves and hope the guy doesn't know, right? Use your fucking anti-anti-air, use your dive kick, like teleport in after him, command grab super, right? Whiff, dive kick like behind them in the corner, into command grab super, all of this, right? Bub's like a tricksy sort of all-rounder character, I would say. Brick, hello. I spot dodge out of pure fear and lose every match. Bub's is shockingly well-rounded. He can play it pretty much any way you want. Yeah, yeah. They're here? Okay, okay. I wanted to check Anila's 5H, but cycle knowledge checks into their brains are fried? That's right. Rick, do you watch the NBA? Not really. I'm not at all, actually, recently. I used to, a little bit more back in the day, but even then, it was more, it was never my primary hobby, certainly. I have mixed feelings towards Bubs' ultimates. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are either combo tools or, I really like Ultimate Unisonic because one of the good answers to... That's why Brick's my favorite FGC content creator. What would I do? I mean, I appreciate it, but what did I do? Who's Fairy's worst matchup? Bro, Avatar Belial feels like he beats the fuck out of her. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure Fairy has to have some really bad ones because of the nature of just her, you know, the fact that she's not a very well-rounded character, but not Vera? No, Vera's probably one of her better ones, actually. Vera is the easiest character to zone out in the whole game, probably. Her and UL. Lancelot? Maybe. You answer every question with such detail, not afraid to say when you don't know something. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. 2B might be bad to topical. Now, hold on. I think Seox, perhaps. I've heard Fairy doesn't like Lawayne or Matera. Matera makes sense if it's just a character that does, you know, Matera's just a slightly better version of her ass, I think. 2-2 is cool as a reaction check. Dirty stuff. 2-1-4 you can snipe people better than 2-3-6 but suffers from large hurt boxes. 2-3-6 is too slow for fireball walls. True. I do like Unisonic, because one of the things you can do against Bubs, though his, is you can delay tech with 2H, right? Similar to how you could do against Uno or Kag. Though Bubs, sometimes you don't even need to do that necessarily, depending on what character you are. Your 2L might hit him, which is why, like, Unisonic is not really as good of a throw bait as, like, Uno's dive kick or Kag's J22H, I don't think. But if you do delay tech with 2-2H, Unisonic crushes 2Hs, right? It's got a higher attackable than, it's like attackable 4, I think. So like, I like his Unisonic as a throw bait. What do you think is the worst matchup in the game? Probably Voss Vayne is the worst one that I've come across and seen in play, right? Whatever the worst matchup in the game is, it probably belongs to Vayne one way or the other, if I had to guess.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Also very approachable. Thank you, Spark. It means a lot, man. I appreciate it. Nier Kag. Maybe it might be. Yeah, I mean, Nier also has is a weird, funny little character. So I don't know. I've never heard about Nier Kag, but fucking maybe. Nier versus BC is horrendous. Yeah, yeah. Brick's a meanie poo poo head. Yeah. Nier versus Brave counter. That's right. Yeah, 10-0 matchup. I swear it's Nier Lucilius. No, I think Nier Lucilius is really funny because he can build BL5 like way better in that matchup than almost any other matchup that he fights, right? But I don't think that, you know, I still think that, you know, even like just Nier versus Blade level 5 Lucilius, the reward is horribly out of her favor, right? But the strengths of Blade level 5 Lucilius are also sort of the strengths of Nier, right? Not to the same extent, certainly, and she has much bigger drawbacks. Much bigger drawbacks. Like, she can fight at a range that sort of minimizes her risk from Lucilius, right? It's just more so that she has no idea how to stop him from getting BL5. Nier Lucilius did seem very sad when I watched it, though. Because obviously, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that Nier is, you know, Nier's not even in the same stratosphere, like, ballpark as Blade level 5 Lucilius. I'm just saying that if any character had to fight Blade level 5 Lucilius, you know, Nier has better ways to go about it than most characters, but no one likes doing that shit. Right? That's a bad matchup, though, for sure. It seemed very, very sad whenever, you know, Lucilius' Brave counters and then Nier is stuck on Deathless, and while she's stuck on Deathless, she just gets to hold 5U for the entire fucking duration, and there's, like, nothing she can do about it. It's genuinely, it's very funny to watch. Matera Uno is pretty rough. I know a lot of zoners don't like fighting Uno. I assume you're talking about, like, rough for Matera, right? I know a lot of zoners in general are not really big fans of... Uno is very hard to zone out. He had his like, little laser is, like, the best anti-fireball move in the game, right? He's got so many different... Like, he's the hardest character to anti-air in the game besides maybe 2B. And zoners already usually struggle a bit with anti-airing. So... Praise him for he has no equal versus please don't hurt me. Yeah. Worst character versus BL5 Lucilius might be Ladiva. Bad neutral, no 5-framer, horrible reversal options. It certainly feels really scary for me, I'll tell you what. 2B, another one that they hate while on that topic. Yeah, 2B also pretty tough for zoners, right? Very good anti-projectile moves. And if you're talking about Fairy in particular, like one of the only characters that has normals that are almost as big as Fairy. And again, still very, very, like the hardest character to anti-air in the game, probably. But yeah, the worst matchup in the game will probably belong... The zoners are probably the most... like, the zoners and the big bodies, right? Are the most, like, polarizing characters. So they will, like, you know... They'll win the matchups the hardest and lose the matchups the hardest, right? This was a 2-0, I believe. Best team in the game and why is it Bubs? Yeah, I'm a fan. I like Existence a lot. I like Weight of the World as well. I like Versuja's theme. Of all the DLC themes, Versuja's probably my favorite. Unless you're Versuja. Yeah, I don't know if Versuja has any horrible matchups, right? But Monarch made Materasaurus look horrid. I think that's more just Monarch than anything. But perhaps. No meme, Cat's team's amazing. That's right, yeah. Burden of Duty? No. What's it called? Duty. Duty's something. Weight of Duty? It's really good, whatever it is. I forget the name of it now, but it's very nice. I love the violin. Oh, they're already here. What the fuck? And here I was gonna ping them. Path of Duty. Thank you. I forgot. Johnny Astro. And Zen. I hated Vayne Versuja. I'm not the most qualified Vayne to speak about it. Again, yeah, so the worst, like, I still, you know, my gut instinct tells me that if the worst matchup in the game exists, it's either Vayne winning that matchup or Vayne losing that matchup, right? So, I would not be surprised. I still think that, you know, Vayne is like Shin Vayne. Where's Gamba? I just forgot all day. I'm not gonna lie to you. Vayne is like Shin Vayne in the Vasaraga matchup, right? Like everything he does actually like works instead of being non-functional. Because Vayne, fundamentally, his biggest weakness, which is just kryptonite for him, is that his universal, like his special mechanic loses to dashing, right? It loses to people running at him, and Vasaraga is the slowest character in the game, right? So, like, Vayne's actual weakness does not really exist in that matchup. So, I have not seen a matchup that looks worse than Vasaraga Vayne to me, but I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Ow. Vayne coming out as a zoner is so weird to me. You don't expect him to be. I mean, again, I always lump Vayne in when I talk about the zoners, but Vayne is he's not quite as, in my opinion, quite as archetypal as like Matera or Fairy or Vikala, right? I think Vayne is more like, he's more on like that, more comparable to me to like a Eustace or an Uno or something like that, right? Still, he's somewhere in, like, you know, if Eustace is like, you know, like 70%, 75% zoner, like 25% like rushdown or something like that. Vayne is like, you know, 80-20 or something. Matera is like 100-0, or maybe Matera's like 90-10, and like Fairy is like 100-0 probably, right? Ow. Lwayne Fairy matchup is rough. Set play is almost non-existent. I expect him to be a biggish body like Vasaraga. So yeah, they did. Can't figure out where Vayne Vikala leans, because on one hand, shield is great, on the other, I can just stay outside his range, filling the screen with crap. Yeah, I think zoners do tend to struggle if they have another, like, if they have a zoner that can just zone better than they can from further away, right? Oh, wait. I want to lob out this Anila close H into 2-2H conversion on counter hit close H, because that actually might make her counter hit close H damage less miserable. If you can, like, get 2-2H into JH into another close H or something, that might actually be very nice. I mean, listen, it's not Nier's fault, man. Or, like, bottom 3 Nier or something has to fight broken-ass Anila. What's she supposed to do, man? Just outstatted, I fear.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I wonder how good Vayne would have been in Vanilla. I mean, if dashing exists, Vanilla was a much slower game, to my understanding in general, right? So So I think he would have been better there than he is here. Is Nier actually bottom 3 nowadays? I'm not sure. Like, she's not bad, right? She's not bad. So, like, I want to go no, but then I'm like, well, okay. Who are 3 characters I think are worse than Nier? And then I'm like, well, maybe she is, yeah. I will say, there, like, even whatever, you know, current, like, bottom characters exist, there really are no stinkers. Even Vayne, right? Like, Vayne, who probably, for my money, if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably tell you I think Vayne is bottom 1. Even Vayne is, like, he's got a lot of, like, very nice stuff going for him, right? He's got a lot of nasty. So I think people, when they, if I say, like, oh, I think Nier might be bottom 3, people go, what the fuck? But, you know, like, wow, she's not that bad. And it's like, well, I agree. I don't think bottom 1 is that bad, right? So, like, yes, but, like, yes, comma, it's not actually as bad as it sounds. Regular shield is amazing at a game with no 6XL. Yep. Broken ass Anila, man. I haven't tuned in for any Anila streams yet. What are thine thoughts? So far, feels like most downplayed character in the game. Not that she's actually broken or anything like that, but I think Anila is like a solid mid-tier, and everyone keeps telling me she's bottom 1. It's actually insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. The things that I've like now that I've played Anila for a little bit, I actually like now I don't understand what the fuck people were smoking. People are so I put Anila in like bottom tier on my tier list. People go, why is she so high? Right? They go, what is she doing so high on that list? She's like bottom 7. And they're like, why is she so high? Anila is ass? Literally how? Tell me nothing. How is Anila ass? The only like real weakness I can see is her top end cash out damage is like really bad. Right? Bottom 1 in this game is not the same as bottom 1 in another game. That's true, but Anila is like obviously better than so many of the other characters in the game to me. Right? Anila has ass, that's right. The only weakness I see on Anila is that her like top end cash out damage is really not that good. But again, we're talking about like no damage, no mix. Okay, no mix is like 90% of the game, so that doesn't matter. And no damage is wrong, right? Anila's mid-screen damage is actually quite good. Her anti-air damage is some of the highest in the game. Her one-hit conversions to 2-1-4U do a lot of damage. She gets a good corner carry. No damage is like, yeah, if Anila like baits your DP, she's doing some of the lowest damage in the game. That's right. Like on her max damage, best reward situation, she does low damage, right? But Anila has looping safe jump setups, which got better in patch 2.0. Anila has pretty good mid-screen damage. She gets like 4k off like a 2L into 2-1-4U, which is really not that bad. That's that's Grand does that fucking shit. Are we saying Grand does no damage? Right? Her mid, like as far as I can tell, her mid-screen is comparable to Grand on 1 U skill. And on no U skills, her mid-screen is not very good at all, but that's also, bro, that's a lot of characters. A lot of characters with good mid-screen get like auto combo into 1 special or something like that, right? So, like, no damage is wrong, and no mix is most of the game. If anything, Anila has some actually really good pressure because she has good buttons, and she, like, all her BMB combo loops into a safe jump. Safe jump, safe jump, safe jump, safe jump, safe jump, and safe jumps got buffed in 2.0. So, where's no damage, no mix? The meterless safe jump alone is one of the things most people don't have. Safe jump is good in this patch, yeah. Safe jumps got buffed a lot. Safe jumps would not have been as good last patch, right? But because Brave Counter just made it so your safe jump became you guessing whether or not they were going to Brave Counter. You either give up your turn or like just hope they don't. Is UL's mid-screen good by nature of 2-2U existing? I think good mid-screen in this game is off of 1U skill, yeah. There's amazing mid-screen, which is like, you know, characters that get like 4k or something like that with no resource at all, right? Or like, you know, maybe like one, like, you know, something like that. But like, that's like, Versuja does that. Catalina does that. She goes like auto combo into 5U, into slide, into launch, into like bonk, right? Or like Ladiva does that, right? And like Nier also. Nier is like the queen of like resource. Well, I mean resource. It's death cards, right? But Nier is kind of the queen of like resourceless mid screen. Yeah, install Vera as well, right? Install Vera counts as well, right? But most characters who have good mid screen need 50 meter to get that, right? Zeta has some godlike mid screen. Zeta as well. That's right. Yeah. But so again, I'm not saying Anila's mid-screen is god tier. I'm saying her mid-screen damage is not bad at all. Her mid-screen damage is like better than a lot of characters. Look at Eustace, for example. Outside of a crouching confirm, is a character who doesn't even get good mid-screen even with 50 meter. You can give that motherfucker 100 meter. He gets like 2L, far L into what? U Flamek? Right? He gets 2L, far L, U Flamek. On 100 meter, he gets 2L, far L, like SBA. Raging Strike does not count, right? Raging Strike does not. Everyone gets good mid-screen with Raging Strike, right? But for example, even Anila, he can use that Raging Strike launch really well, right? Eustace does have really rough conversions. Now on now the reason Eustace has that is because on crouching hits, suddenly he's doing like Versuja mid-screen. Not really, but kind of. Right? So that's sort of the he really, really needs that crouching hit. But on defense, you very rarely find that crouching hit. It's more of an offensive thing. Also, I got a bracket to run, right? Depends on your starter a lot too. Yeah, but I mean, again, like okay, so well, just one sec, right? Like when I say Anila has good mid-screen, right? Johnny, if you can just let me hit you for a second. I didn't realize there's someone else on this cabinet. I don't have a bracket to run, okay? I know, but this is really bugging me. If when I say Anila has good mid-screen, right, it's because she can do stuff like this, right? She can go like 2L. Oh, training is ended. Never mind. Bracket in the middle of my downplay. Okay, hold on. Let me go over here. I'll leave him alone. I understand. Listen, I know. Bracket. I know. Just give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Right? When I say Anila has good mid-screen, so her like saying Anila is a low damage character, I think is just wrong. Right? I agree with you, but you compare mid-screen to Grenadeless Eustace, it doesn't drive your point across really well yet. Sorry, you said I should leave? No, it's okay, it's okay. Right? If this to me, the fact that you can do this, right? That's like that is pretty good to me, right? Like there's not, you know, it's not amazing, right? It's not amazing. But like this, and she can run up, and she doesn't get like necessarily pressure from here, but she's not a rushdown character anyway, right? It puts her back into her sort of mid-range. She's plus in the mid-range here. Grangok carried most of the screen. It's like the worst starter you could possibly imagine, right? It's like 2L on defense into whatever, right? This is like, how is this like, and again, by the way, this also, uniquely for Anila, right? Uniquely, this, she doesn't get like Oki off this, but you know what it does do? Is when you do this, it puts her in the perfect range for another fucking 6xh, right? You can get a meaty 6xh off this. Right? You can go bonk, bonk, bonk into 6xh, into 6xh, right? Which off this, her mid-screen damage is some of the fucking highest in the game. This is a safe jump, right? It's like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Right? Like, with her own kit, her mid-screen is even less problematic because even though she might not get Oki like someone like Catalina might, which by that's Catalina we're talking about, right? She can also just loop right back into that. And, you know, God forbid you wake up, spot dodge something to beat that, she can just run up and throw you, run up and kill you for it, right? So, that, how is this low damage? Now, it's not great damage, because characters like Versuja exist, who get this, and they do 7k, but that's just Versuja who does that, right? It's not, like, Ladiva, for example, not really off 2L. Ladiva, for example, is a character I would consider as very good mid-screen. Off that, she does a very similar kind of thing. She has to do something like this, right? Bonk, bonk. And then something like that, right? Now, is that, you can get a 6XL there too, I think, if you follow up a little bit better, right? So, like, is that better than Anila? Yeah, sure. This is fucking Ladiva we're talking about. This is one of the character with some of the best mid-screen in the whole game, right? So, what is good mid-screen if Anila's mid-screen isn't good? Now, Ladiva, the difference between Ladiva and most characters, Ladiva off auto combo can get this, like, resourceless, basically, right? So you can do shit like this. This is like 4k and Oki, no resource at all. And this is one of the things that really separates Ladiva from a lot of characters, right? But like, people say Anila's a low damage character. What the fuck are we talking about? Now, the thing is, if Anila gets like a counter hit 6xh in the corner, she doesn't even clear 10k. So that's where we can talk about, you know, the character's damage is low. But there's very different kinds of low damage, right? Also worth noting, Versuja doesn't get 7k without install. Yeah, it's off her best, in her best case scenario, to be fair. I mean, that is Anila's best case. I mean, that's Anila's best case off 2L anyway, too, right? This doesn't have that kind of extra reach. And also, Versuja having 5U, she's a low punish damage character? Right. And even then, by the way, that's only when we're talking about max in the corner fuck-ups, right? If she gets a counter hit 6xh on you in the mid-screen, her counter hit damage in the mid-screen is really good. She's dropping like 7.7k on your ass mid-screen. So even then, she's not Versuja, she's not fucking Ladiva, she's not Catalina, but like 7.7k for like 50 meter mid-screen, that's not so bad. When I play her, I never feel like I'm doing enough damage. And again, this is like, that's the only weakness on the character, right? Looping safe jump setups, great normals, the best, like one of the best 2Hs in the game, incredibly high anti-air damage, bad fireball too, bad fireball, right? Her fireball, but she has a fireball, right? Bad fireball is one thing. A lot of characters don't fucking have fireballs, right? So what are we talking about? Also, this Johnny Astro Zan match already happened, correct? I'm just stalling super bad. I'm sorry, everyone is in the bracket. I'm sorry. Yes, Zan won on broken ass Anila. This is what spurred the whole thing. I remember now. Now again, my point is not that Anila is actually broken, guys. My point that is Anila, I don't think is even in the discussion for bottom one, right? I'm starting to fall asleep. Could keep the show going. I know. I apologize. I apologize. I just like I've never been more surprised with like the overwhelming opinions that I heard on something, and then when I actually experienced it for myself, I was like, what? Oh, I've just been lied to. I don't think bottom one, but she's low tier. Maybe. To be fair, Anila has sheeps that make her fireballs top tier. Yeah. Should make Lumina stay on screen when I block something. Trust. If Anila might be low tier, but then like 15 characters are low tier. I think if Anila's low tier, then like low tier is really big, right? It depends on how like what bar you think people have to clear to not be low tier. Anila might be low tier, but like if she's low tier, like 15 characters are low tier, right? For real. Like if she's low tier, fucking yeah, man. There's a lot of low tier characters. Vanilla's low tier, I think. I thought I was fighting Lolipe. Wait. No, we're not gonna do winners finals yet. We do some loser. We have to do some losers top 8 first. We're gonna do Alcina and Midnight, then we'll do Muffin and Hogan, and then we'll do Johnny and whoever wins, and Kupo and whoever wins, and then we'll do winners finals. Yeah. Alright, I apologize. Let's get back to the tournament. The perception is that bar is if I can't convert a raw special into a full combo ending in death, you're low tier. The best Zoe in the world said Zoe was bottom 2. My life is complete. Amazing. Unfortunately, it's the best Zoe in the world. So everyone automatically is going to be like, yeah, you're playing Zoe. Never trust a person's rating of their own character, right? I mean, the best Beatrix in the world says that Beatrix got hit harder than anyone else by the Brave counter nerf. So, Koji Coco said she's bottom 3. Well, there you go. Though Koji used to play Zoe too, didn't he? That's a Belial player? Now, hold on a second. No, it's... Did Koji never play Zoe? I'm thinking of Sin. I'm mixing him and Sin up, I think, right? Yes, he did? Okay, I was gonna say, you can't fool me. You can't fool me. I'm shocked Zoe's considered low tier. I'll tell you what, if fucking Anila's low tier, Zoe's low tier, right? Gamba? Oh, shit. If Anila's low tier, Zoe's fucking low tier. I got news for you, brother. Gunslinger feats. Where's my, there. No, that's not it either.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
You'll get it next match. I promise. This time for sure. Zoe 6H makes it impossible for her to be low tier. I'll check on that. Every Grand Blue tier list should just say not order than tiers and leave it at that. Yeah. Zoe 6H is also like Anila's. I mean, a lot higher risk. It's armored, right? So you can definitely bulldoze through a lot of stuff, but it's a lot easier to punish than Anila's, certainly. Will we get the player names this match? Oh, fuck, you're right. Listen, man, listen. We don't talk about the match that's happening in Wall Brawl, okay? Take your sensitive ass back to, I don't know, man, a tournament where the guy talks about the games that are happening. Dumb question, what is Luminaria? A moth? A ghost? A primal beast, yeah? It can be spaced, but Zoe's is punishable? Yeah. It's a bug? I suppose it's a primal beast that is a bug, yeah. Some kind of like weird moth butterfly bug. I thought it was some kind of fairy. We don't use that word anymore. They prefer homosexual. I acquire the lore. I don't got it for you. Oh. I actually prefer fairy. Depends on who's calling you that, probably. But Luminaria turns into a mech knight. Luminaria homosexual confirmed. This is the Grand Blue lore you signed up for. Ow. Oh, he missed the 2U extension. I think he could have fucking killed her there, honestly, but... Oh, good reaction. Is she gonna teleport out of this? No, she's not. Nope, she's just fucking dead. I thought maybe she would, like, invuln through the first part if she, like, teleported for the follow-up, but no, he was early enough. Vera is the #1 Yuri fan.
Catalina and I are to spend our lives together.
We're to spend our
You
lives together.
intend to rob me of that future.
That makes install Vera double gay. I suppose so, yeah. Vera is their Yuri? Yeah.
You can't reverse the doomsday clock.
You can't reverse the doomsday clock.
Dreams are the last
Vera is
words
Yuri incarnate. Yurier?
before
Yuri and Yurier?
of me.
That's not pools, by the way. There's losers top 8. I really gotta make my Vera run. She's so cool.
Victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Yeah, especially with my awakening about Anila. They pulled the wool over my eyes. There's a lot of characters now that I'm like, my opinions on them are not like super strong, because you either don't see them that often or I don't play them myself. That I now want to certainly try out. I mean, top of that list is always gonna be Loane and Uel. I have no idea what the fuck either of those characters do or how good they are. If someone put like them in like, you can put them in 3 different tiers, and I go, maybe? I don't know. Do you think we should change the term white woman Pharrell to homosexual Pharrell? Because it's still accurate, and to my knowledge, Sandy is not a woman. It could be the girls and the gays Pharrell. The girls, the gays, and the days. Can you learn some Bubs bricks so I can steal some tech? I like how Uel to Masters Brick can finally form an opinion on her. Yeah, her and Loane right now will be my top. Like, if no one gets the 500k channel points by the time that we're done with Anilo or maybe Galleon or whatever, I'm probably just gonna play Uel. Because I have no idea what the fuck. Like, I have no idea how good I think that character is. My immediate gut instinct is not that good, but I have no real like solid reasoning to back that up. The real awakening is learning that everyone seems to downplay the character they're playing except Brick with Swords. I mean, to be fair, I am a Ladiva player, but I do think I maybe some people, I think I probably have one of the higher opinions of Ladiva right now. At least I know Gabagool failed Ladiva, to be fair, so maybe, you know, mains always want to downplay their characters. But Gabagool did call me Mr. Comedy for my Ladiva tier list placement for Season 2. He's alright, the 2-6L pushback buff is super good. I think Abel is high tier. The real liking is this game has no top 1 or bottom 1. Okay, so you're leaving context out of your sentence that could make you correct. If you're saying this game has no top 1 or bottom 1 and that there is no obvious best or obvious worst, right, then you're correct. If you're saying there is no way to compare character strengths against each other because they're all basically the same, then that's obviously wrong, right? If you mean top 1 in the sense that and this is what I've been saying since 1.5. Every time I talk about the top tier characters, I say this like literally every single time, I feel like, except maybe in the past couple months, because I've said it so much, that there is no Nier. There is no Queen of England. There is no Disney World, right? There is no Nier. This game has not had a Nier since 1.5, right? There is no clearly, obviously, #1 top character better than the rest of the game, maybe in their own tier, and there has not been since 1.4. Right. Oh, you're dead as fuck, dude. Gun to your head, who's top 1 to you? I'm guessing either Vakala or Vayne? Yeah, definitely. Rat is way worse than Nier. Let's be real. I'll say more so Nier as in her pre-patch Nier being obviously top 1, not Nier being obviously bottom 1, right? You think a near perfectly balanced fighting game is possible while keeping characters distinct from each other? No, I don't think so. I think fighting games are, I mean, at the very least, because balance is, you know, a lot of it is like how you know, like how matchup charts work. Like the most mathematically correct tier list would be one based off of high level player data in matches where they are perfectly trying and checking the matchups, and the character that has the best matchups across the entire cast, you know, adjusted for the incidence rate of all of those characters. Right? The character that, with that weighted average, has the best matchup chart would be top 1, and the one that has the worst matchup chart would be bottom 1, right? The point being that how you match up into the rest of the cast is a very important thing for your tier placement, and that's where we talk about characters in a vacuum in terms of how strong their tools are and stuff, but the actual practical impact of that is how well they can deal with other characters' tools. This is why tier lists are always relative. This is why, you know, patch 1.4 Nier was top 1 in Grand Blue, but in like the fucking Sailor Moon Kusoge, that she's like, you know, unplayable, like banned because she's so unplayable, right? So with that in mind, if as soon as you vary character design, as soon as you take one guy further down this path and one guy further down the opposite path, you have now created an imbalanced matchup, right? One of those guys is going to have a very good matchup against the other. So I think like a near perfectly balanced fighting game is one where it just limits your ability to design characters in any way, shape, or form, right? We cannot be objective on there being a strongest or weakest character. Character strength is never 100% complete in the game. In this game, the wiggle room overlaps. Tiers exist, but there is no objectivity. Yes, well, there's never any objectivity because you would need probably... okay, so this is where you're going to be like, a Brick, why are you being so pedantic? There's never any objectivity about literally anything. Because even if I gave you like a 1 million data point sample where the p-value was 0.001, so this character wins the most matches at high-level play where everyone is playing perfectly, there's always a chance that some data point was collected wrong or something like that. You can never have any... Objectivity is an incredibly high bar that literally nothing can meet, right? So, yes, you're correct, but it's a non-statement. Right? There is technically no objectivity in any fighting game. You know, Sailor Uranus is not objectively top 1 in that game. That's not what the word objective means. Unfortunately. So, it's a non-statement, Shatter. There's no objective truth in anything. You're getting philosophical on my ass. Now, you might say that's pedantic, but then it's like, well, what do you define objectivity as? You're saying, like, beyond, like, the criminal courts, beyond the reasonable doubt? That's the objectivity you're talking about? In which case, okay, maybe, but where do we cut it off? Uranus is not top 1? Uranus is doing its best, okay? Because and like, you know, there not being any objectivity is the reason why we can have discussions about stuff, right? Now, there might be like the social bar of objectivity, where enough people agree that like having a discussion about it becomes like non-productive, basically. Like if you were to say that like release Avatar Belial was 200 times better than release Nier, that's not objectively incorrect, but a lot of people probably just wouldn't hear you out because of the sort of, you know, the idea that like that you are essentially not, they would assume you're not arguing in good faith or something like that, right? Also, I've added Muffin and Hogan, okay? I'm not, at this point, you know, I'm waiting. They're the ones holding up, it's not me. The only way to make it objectively top 1 character is to make them literally win on character select with literally no counterplay? Is that even true? Like, I mean, in that case, couldn't you say, like, you know, maybe in that case, that character would be, can they really be objectively top 1 if they're not even playing the fighting? Or maybe you could, you know, hack them out of the character select screen, and because they can't avoid that, because they can't, like, reality warp to avoid the being removed from the character select screen, they're still not objectively top 1, and the other characters have, you know, because their strengths are, like, more understated, there's a lesser chance of them being banned. So, like, if the thing you value the most is assuming that everyone is available to play, then yes. But if the thing you value the most is being so strong that you can still win a lot without being so strong the community removes you from the game, then maybe this character is more objectively, like, strong, right? They're better in practice, right? Like, your character is only theoretically top 1 in whatever game that they're talking about or something, right? Maybe objectivity was too strong, but I mean, characters in this game are not all equal, but not to the point where you can genuinely say this is the best, worst, real confidence. Yeah, I think there are, like, to single out one character, I would say so, right? Now we're waffling? Well, not, okay. See, you can say that. Objective is, like, I think you motherfuckers just don't understand what objective means. Right? Like, you just don't understand, like, it's a bar of, it's a bar that nothing ever clears. That nothing can clear, basically. Right? Objective means no matter which way you look at it, no matter any single way you want to run analysis on it, no matter what bias you have, no matter anything, it's true. Things drop when you let them go is not objective, right? Because if you're in space, it doesn't happen. This another A2 conversation? Yeah. So, like, that's all my point is. But yes, I am being, you know, Shatter saying that, yeah. So, there is no, this is why I roll back to, there is no Nier in this game, is the simple way to describe it, right? When Nier was here, there was as a colloquially objective top 1, right? There no longer is. There no longer is. When Nier was running around, pre-patch Nier was running around, there was a colloquially objective, like a, not scientifically, but like a, you know, enough so that everyone agrees, objective top 1, right? So Shatter is correct that that is no longer the case, right? Now, there is, I would say, very clear groupings of power. There is no Nier in this game. Okay, that's my bad. There is no pre-patch Nier anymore in this game. None of the top tiers are anywhere close to as big of a gap between them and the rest of the cast as pre-patch Nier, right? Even scientifically, Nier was peer-reviewed enough. True. Yeah, even science is not objective, I suppose, right? That's why we gotta have p-values and shit. It's a fraction of a Nier here. There's 2 Niers in the game? Fuck, you're right. The theme for one of them is playing right now. But so, you know, again, if I'm to take Shatter's points in better faith, because I am kind of being an asshole, right? This is what I would say I agreed with earlier, right? This is what I have been saying for a while, is that ever since 1.5, there is no obvious best character in the game. I would also say there is no obvious worst character in the game, right? I can see there is a group of characters slightly below the rest, but I generally think finding a top-bottom one here is arguing for arguing's sake. Well, first off, I disagree with the idea that arguing for arguing's sake is, there's anything wrong with that, because I think discussing things people are passionate about is like, honestly, I think secretly, deep down, the entire reason that people do anything is for the social aspect of it. At least that's why I do anything. But also, I think, yeah, that's why, like, most of the time I say, you know, gun to my head, if you force me to make a decision, I would do this. But realistically, I think it's more so there's a grouping of characters that I think are all reasonable positions as top 1. So I agree by and large, right? Rick, where do you put Ladiva on the tier list? I put her in, so I only have 4 tiers, I think, because a lot of the system changes kind of like de-exacerbate a lot of differences between the best and worst characters. I put her in the bottom of the 2nd lowest tier. Which I guess, you know, I like, and the tier that I used to have 5, and the one I removed is like the bottom tier. I moved a bunch of characters up, basically. So I guess that is Ladiva being at the bottom of mid tier, basically. Hogan's definitely my goat, but holy shit, Shrimp is cooking. On bottom 1 Belial? On Broken Ass Vayne versus bottom 1 Belial? Which the mid tier, my low tier is pretty small. It's like the mid tier, I mean, this basically does still put Ladiva at like bottom 10, basically. But I don't think that's that, you know. There's only so many fucking characters in the video game. Gabo is right, that's okay. I'll be a huge up player. Everyone else is down play. I might as well, I do genuinely believe it, but I had this whiff DP side swap nonsense, yeah. Look at that objectively broken ass 3/4 of the screen swipe. What is poor Blau meant to do about it? That's what I'm saying, man. Blau's worse than Gran. Also, this discussion reminds me of the one we had about 9K. EX Gocha -2, 2M ass, Belial, Burger King, and McDonald's. Isn't it funny that Ed is still like universally pretty much regarded to be a top tier in Street Fighter 6 after the hysteria about the nerfs went away? Look out below. Funny how that keeps happening lately? Yeah. Turns out these devs, if anything, they usually don't go far enough. Now, they have one very big Bandai Namco-shaped exception recently, but most of the time when people read patch notes, they go, what were they thinking? This is insane! And then it turns out that actually, the devs usually are, if anything, being too conservative. Ow. FGC is always overreacting. It's true, and I'm guilty of this too. I definitely, I said it in like, you know, several months after the Versuja patch. I was like, I thought that patch was pretty good. I thought there was a couple stinkers though, and like even the longer time went, a lot of the quote-unquote stinkers, I was like, nah, I actually understand why they did that. Maybe I don't agree with it, but actually like the thought process, the design idea behind why X or Y or Z was done makes a lot of sense. All right. We almost had 30 frame techable throws, so I'm not going to 11 Tekken players. Almost, though. Almost. Very important. I think Belial deserves more nerfs. I don't, TBH. I mean, the deserves? Again, no one is breaking the video game right now, right? So theoretically, you know, even like, I don't think anyone did, but you know, Belial is still, I think, healthily above the power curve for the video game, right? Ladiva has the tools to be mid-tier, but not the matchup charts? That's an interesting argument. Nothing. You could be right. It could be a matter of like, on paper, Ladiva is very strong, but it turns out that like all the best and most common characters in the game are all of her worst matchups. I have not considered it in that fashion, or at least not. I have not put a lot of weight into that consideration. You could be right. Sleepless Delirium patch 1.5 brick sure was a guy. Yeah. Narmaya deserves a bit more buffing of U-Transient. Yeah, I will say in general, I think Grand Blue is rapidly approaching, like, the power level of the top tiers is just so much lower than it was at release, right? That I think Grand Blue is rapidly approaching the point where this should be a buff more than nerf game, right? I think we've got maybe a couple more, right? But after that, I think it really does become a matter of, you know, buffing lower tiers, buffing, like, some mid tiers a little bit, stuff like that. I mean, think about it. Think about the fact that this game, the power level of this game has gone down so significantly that some people are putting Seox back where he was in 1.0, right? Like, some people are saying Seox is top tier again. When Seox, like, literally, he lost 2,000 health and his throw bait got made, like, 3 times as bad. And people are putting him in the same spot on the tier list as he was in, like, 1.1, some people, right? The top tiers are just nowhere near as oppressive, get it? Nowhere near as oppressive as they used to be. So we are very rapidly approaching the Grand Blue as a buff, not nerf game, I think. That sounds right, but also impossible. How do you have the tools to be mid-tier but not the matchups? Isn't that a skill issue at that point? Well, it's more so, what... Like, you know, if I were to give the best possible reading to what Nothing is saying right there, which, you know, he's my goat, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't agree with that, TBH. I want at least one more round of nerfs at the top level for Sujan Beatrix particularly. Yeah, I said we're almost there. I didn't say we're there. I said we're almost there, right? But, like... I would say, for example, that this is not the case, right? But I do like using extremes to prove a point because I think they simplify, they remove a lot of like nuance, yes, but I think it makes the concept itself clearer, right? Imagine if Ladiva was very strong, right? Even better than she currently was. She had some buffs, something like that, right? But let's say that, and this is partially true, right? But let's say that her worst matchups are and she, you know. She's pretty good against a lot of the cast, but, like, her worst matchups, and they're, like, damningly bad for her, are, like, you know, Fairy, Matera, Catalina, and Belial, or something, right? And let's assume that those are the top 4 in the game, right? And also, the most popular characters in the game. They're the best 4 characters, and the most common characters, and the ones you see all the time in tournaments. Just imagine, right? That's all, this is, like, half true, half false, right? In that case, this would be an example of where, like, Ladiva on paper is pretty good, but in practice, she just, you know, every time you take Ladiva to a tournament, which is the only place where tier lists matter, right? Again, at that highest level of play. Anytime you take Ladiva to a tournament, right, you're just running into your 4 worst matchups over and over and over again. And against those characters, Ladiva is not a mid tier. She's like a bottom tier. So it averages out to her not being able to be a mid tier, right? Like that would be that would be like the simplest, like the most extreme example of nothing being correct, right? Now, this is already like half true, right? Some of Ladiva's worst matchups are in fact very popular, very top tier, very strong characters, right? Like Catalina, for example, is probably still up there for Ladiva's worst matchup, and Catalina is still top 5 at fucking minimum, probably, right? So something like that, right? So I see what he's getting at. I'm not, extreme, but I hear you. That's not the case. But I'm saying, like, that's conceptually how that argument works, right? So now, I don't think that, I'd have to think about it a little bit more to see, like, is it actually so much the case that what Nothing is saying is correct, right? And he might be, but I'm not so sure that right now, like, immediately I hear that and I go, oh, you're right. So she's actually lower tier because of X, Y, or Z, right? But it is true that a lot of strong characters are not great matchups for Ladiva, right? Now, hypothetically, say there's a world where, you know, Seox is top tier and there's 2 of them in Arc World Tour and there were like 2 of them in the top 8 and shit like that. That motherfucker is probably her best matchup. Straight up. Right? Seox is probably Ladiva's, like, best matchup. Maybe? He feels really nice to fight as Ladiva. So, like, you know, that will almost be like a little bit of a counterpoint there. But, you know, is that alone? Is that enough to fight the deluge of Beatrixes and Catalinas? All right. No, Beatrix is not as bad as Catalina, so I see his point, though. I see what he's getting at, right? Again, I'm not so sure that I hear it and I go, you're absolutely correct, but he's not, I don't hear that and go, you're insane and definitely wrong, too. It's a stats thing? Yeah. Because, again, the matchups of your character do matter, right? And the whole point that's what I was talking about earlier, the reason that having good tools is even good in the first place is because it assumes there's an inherent baked-in assumption that those good tools will help you against a wide variety of matchups and situations and characters, right? So if in practice, you're actually just, you know, like if Ladiva had like a 9-1 matchup with every character, but the only 4 characters that anyone played in tournaments besides Ladiva were all like 8-2s against her, then, you know, it basically doesn't fucking matter. It becomes, it becomes like, your character's only good on paper, right? I'm curious on the Seahawks Ladiva matchup for sure. It's so rare. I mean, it's just like Seahawks. It's the class. Seahawks the most pure rushdown character in the game, and Ladiva is the most pure grappler character in the game. And sort of archetypally, rushdowns do not like fighting grapplers. You give that rushdown character 14,000 health, and you know things get bad. The average damage low HP character shares the same effective range as the high HP high damage character. Anyways, toxic yaoi matchup time. Yeah. Oh god. Phosphor, 4 gore. All right, this is the part of the Wall Brawl stream where I promise I will now keep the tournament going, and I will talk about what's happening on screen for at least the next 3 sets. You have my word, chat. No tangent will last longer than 5-10 seconds. We always go back to the match, and we don't hold up the bracket in between matches. What about Gamba? I forgot about that part. This matchup might not be too bad for current Lucy. I mean, maybe in that, you know, Sandalphon is, I think, he's more of a defensive character inherently, right? He's not, like, he can do some funny stuff, and with elements, he has, like, the best meterless neutral skip in the game and shit like that. But, you know, a defensive character that might slow down the pace of the match a little bit is probably a good, and Sandalphon does not necessarily do, like, shit out damage either. So the fact, you know, like, the fact that the round might be a little bit longer might make it a lot more realistic for Lucy to get to BL5, or at least approach it, and then force Sandalphon to play a little bit more panicked because Lucy's almost at Blade level 5, right? I can see it. I can see it, right? And one of Sandalphon's, like, you know, bigger strengths is that he has very good normals, but Lucilius has even better ones, right? So you can kind of outclass that a little bit. What if Galleon naked kitchen apron? I'm sucking it. That's it. 5-second tangent. That's all we get. Do you think a game mode where every character is in their peak uber buff to be stupid fun? Psy games, I'm begging you, give us the boss characters playable in casual queue or in, like, their own special queue. I am begging you. It will be so fun. That is casual content. That is the stuff that, like, you know, this is the casual stuff, right? Make the survival mode bosses playable. Give them their own queue. Make it only, you know, something like that. Maybe, like, on couch co-op and in their own, like, special online queue or something. That would be so fun. Please, Psy games. It's such a good idea. It's such a good idea. Get fire arrowed, by the way. Found out today how much Phosphorus bullies my ass in the mid-range. I can't think of any way to deal with round start L Phosphorus other than block or dodge. Yeah. I mean, that is the, these say Fiend, by the way? Lucilius say Fiend? You spot dodge with the Phosphorus Mind game. What is it again? You can spot dodge the first one, and then he's punishable, right? He's like -6 if you spot dodge or something like that. But if he can come down with... No. Sorry. If you block the first one, it's -6 and punishable, right? But he can frame trap into the downward swing, right? And then if you try to, if you assume he just did the first one, then you'll get frame trapped and you'll take a little bit of damage. If you then call out him doing the second one, you can spot dodge the follow-up, and that's punishable, right? That's kind of like the Phosphorus RPS in your face, if I remember correctly. I'm just morbidly curious about Release Near, TBH. True Release Near? True Release Near is better than some of the boss characters in survival mode, for sure. Like, genuinely, right? Genuinely, like Release Near, if given time, if the game did not get patched every month, but instead got patched, like, every 2 years or something. They've got, like, title updates, like, you know, Super Street Fighter 4 or some shit. Release Near is better than some of the boss characters in survival mode. Straight up, point blank, period. That gun from Sandalphon is so good, man. The U-Fireball? It's so fast. It's so fast, it's bad in the Able matchup.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Have you seen the Grand Blue Fantasy versus Harmony mod in 5 seconds? I have not. There you go. 5-second tangent. I'll try playing outside Phosphorus range instead. Yeah, it doesn't really help you with your problem, Shatter. But, like, you know, it is some RPS to think about Phosphorus, you know, if he does end up using it. I mean, I guess round start, he can do a similar thing, right? You can either do Phosphorus to follow-up or Phosphorus into no follow-up, and you can, if he's doing that round start, that same RPS should apply, but... Is she cooler than survival mode bosses? Seahawks Aura Farm, that's fair. Current Nier is better than Boss Seahawks? Okay, but that's... Everyone's better than Boss Seahawks, right? He just kills himself. He just Aura Farms. Okay, not him. Used 1 of 5 seconds on a professional streamer. We here in the Wall Brawl, we talk about only the matches happening on screen and nothing else. My streamer does not have ADHD, and you definitely should stop saying that. I don't know what you're talking about. He is the most professional. He loves the Raging Strikes. He has the best commentary. That's also a form of winning. That's fair. Much better commentary than you. Ow. That downward phosphorus, I will say, I don't know what it looks like about that. My streamer when he lies blatantly, I've never been distracted, not once. That was beautiful commentary, yeah. We have the best commentary. I can't do a good impression. Talk about the relevant aura farm here. Lucilius 5U. It is really, I think it's one of those, like, I really like, I really like, maybe the Lucilius players don't like this, but as a spectator, as a not Lucilius player, what happened to Lucilius's blade level changes is one of my favorite things about patches, right? Is like how the player base then, you know, maybe if played in exactly the same way that he was pre-patch, right? Lucilius would have been hurt by his nerfs even more than he already was, which I would say is he's already, like, you know, probably the biggest loser of Season 2, right? But if they kept playing him the same way, it would have been even more painful, right? But seeing, like, the sort of emergent, like, design, like play styles of, like, well, I mean, what else? Like, scrounging around in the kit, you know, pulling something in, throwing it back, like, throwing it back. I would like to see some Lucy players throw it back, it's for damn sure. I mean, like, you know, you, like, take someone out of the bag, nope, not this one, throw it behind you, not this, not this, not this, and they find 5U, which is, like, a heavily underutilized move before his nerfs, right? Because it wasn't really as necessary. Like, stuff like that is always, funny enough, like, the best example of this that happened in Grand Blue is probably Nier players, right? We didn't really know a lot about Nier's U skills or, like, setups or anything like that, so, like, when the Vayne patch took away her ability to combo off her DP, everyone was like, maybe Nier's a lot worse now. And the Nier players just, like, you know, labbed her back into top 1, right? That was 10 seconds. That was 10 seconds. I hate a lot of Zoomer lingo, but Aura Farm is an exception. Yeah. If only I had a streamer that could accurately describe how big Galleon actually is. I'm sorry. I heard some guy put up a video about that. He talks about it for like 20 minutes. You should take a look at him. He's a very good content creator. You should give him all of your money. In fact, if you have $5 spare right now, you should probably subscribe to his channel. Or, even if you have a Twitch Prime available, you could subscribe for free and get the emotes and skip the ads. And give him $5 on YouTube, potentially. I'm just saying. He sounds like a very nice guy. Hey, what's going on, Torku? Yo, Torku with the raid! Hi. See, I'm so locked in, chat. I told you. I'm so locked in on the tournament. I'm so not distractible. I'm such a good commentator and streamer. I didn't even notice Tori Goat came in with the raid, man. That's how locked in I am. That's how locked in I am, man. You guys believe me now? Lucilius won that match.
Very good odds that this person is incredibly smart and attractive.
Oh, I thought I fucked up that. Thank you for the gifted membership there, Razzle. Yo, Zan. Much appreciated. Thank you. I thought I added like a little Ladiva, like the same Ladiva SSBA animation there, but I guess I fucked it up. I'll take a look. Thank you for identifying that I fucked that up as well. The voice line played correctly though. Much appreciated, brother. My goats.
Very good odds that this person is incredibly
and Besu, thank you for 9 months.
And attractive.
9 months of brawling within these walls. Not going to stop him from yapping up a storm about title, titties, and some other form of gooning. I'm focused on the match. I'm the most focused. I'm the best streamer. A much better streamer than you are, certainly. Yes. Midnight's ability to reaction SBA, literally anything you throw at them is cracked. Yep. Very, very well. Like, there are like a couple of different times, I think, that he, like, reaction, it was always Axion, right? Just reaction Axion and fucking killed him. Gambas? Okay, now we'll do a Gamba. Yes, now we'll do a Gamba. Midnight is so cool, man. I love intermediate wall brawls. Midnight, my goat. Kupo and Muffin, and then we'll do winners finals after this. I know the guys in winners finals have been waiting for like an hour and a half, but still managed to put up a good fight. Now I can go to sleep. Yeah. Sleep well, Mr. Johnny Astro. Good nearing, good Samlophonic. I may be speaking as someone who got his Dormouse obliterated. I mean, Axion is a very nice full screen, like burning gold. You hit a button, I burn, and then you die, right? But Midnight uses it very well too, certainly. You should make a gift sub animation, Ladiva story mode SBA? Ooh, maybe. Remember last year when Brick wasn't beating the Abel hate allegations, now he can't beat the gooning allegations? Brick just can't catch a break? They don't want to see me win, Besu. That's the fucked up thing. Thank you, I've been worried I've been playing bad the last couple of weeks. Nah, man. I mean, at least not here, you're not. I haven't seen your other matches, but if it's anything like this. Alright, Kupo and... Oh, Gamba. The streamer remembers. The streamer does not forget. The streamer is very focused. He's the best streamer. He's the streamer. He's our streamer, and he is the best, and we love him. Who will win? Shrimp or that's not how you spell shrimp, man. There's too many options in this Gamba, man. He's the worst streamer. We hate him. He should be killed and put to death immediately. What the fuck? What do you mean? Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. The Gamba's up. If you guys even like gambang, man. You guys don't even fucking like gambang. I'm getting gaslit. You guys don't even fucking gamba, man. You guys are so good with your money. Not my. What the fuck did I do? Why? Why not, man? The streamer's a stable genius. That's me. That's me. I've been told many times I might be the smartest person who's ever lived. Saying I don't like to gamba. Watch this. I'm watching, man. Y'all motherfuckers don't even got any channel points. Probably too broke to even gamba. The player names? Outplayed, hard red. I was already jumping your Zangief 720 before you even did anything about it. Have you considered sucking the world's largest penis? I've been called out. It's true. Imagine being broke. Could not be me. The Kappa Pride? Yeah, yeah. With my 100 channel points? Not like this. Oh. No, wait. No, he's so dead there, no? He was dead like 100 different ways? Brick, I play Geef on modern controls. I don't believe in 720 inputs. Based of you. But also, you will never know what it's like. Imagine broken bin. That's true. What the fuck? I forgot he can do that. Brawl has so many things in his kit. The streamer is dumb and nobody likes him. This is just actual. There's no purpose. You're just being mean. Shrimp loves their counters. Whoa! Rare Wilson overhead. Does Wilson come out for any other attack besides the auto combo overhead right there? Is he in the Gespenst? Oh, he's in the Gespenst, right? That's him. This is projecting at this point. Chat's very. All I do is give to chat. And this is how I'm rewarded? With bullying and hatred? I like the streamer even though he's dumb. Now, see, that's some real shit right there. I may be stupid, but I don't know. I have no defense, but you know. We tried being a doubter that seemed to be eating good while Brick's in a relationship with $5 USD. Oh, no 2H, sure. Yeah. This got me recently. Right? This shit, you don't spot that. You can spot dodge that, but it's... I hate... Why? Even after Brawl got nerfed, I still fucking... Why? Why can he do... Why in the patch where they made every reverse... They took the bullshit out of, like, every super. He still has his. Why is that not easily spot dodgeable? That happened to me too, man. That happened to me too. That you can spot dodge that, but the timing is weirdly tight. Now, of course, you can just block it and you kill him, right? But say you're on chip, for example. Why? Why is that a thing? You have to double spot dodge that? Why? Rick, you gotta understand that the wall is a place of brotherly hatred. Why else do I give Kicks a hard time? That's because he's French. He deserves it, to be fair. Yet Ladiva and Belial live? Yeah, true. Ladiva also still has sickening supers, for sure. Oh, nice JL to interrupt the Indiana Jones. He's kind of locked in. Now, I might still be fucking dead, because bottom one Belial versus broken-ass Fairy. No. You gotta jump over him, man. You gotta jump over him. We gotta stand against the French. I mean, honestly, maybe I should stop talking shit, because Evo France is like my only Evo that I can still go to and not fear for my life.
Believe in victory. Battle.
I think I might have to be nicer to the French, man. Evo France is all I got. Are you wanted in JP? Well, that's fair, true. Well, I can't go to Evo Japan because it's in Japan, but that's fair enough. No, Evo Japan as well. That's so true, bestie, so true. The France man or the Frenchman? The scores, Brick, update them. So true, man, so true. I know who won that. I remember who won that. I remember. I think it was Kupo. I think it was Kupo. Kupo won that for sure. A Belial player in a world full of fairies? Yeah. Fairy's zoner that deals with Belial 5U the worst because Fairy Vicala and Eustace can fire projectiles and block it on reaction, and Vayne skews her score by having high damage. Yep. Fairy can't do the thing where like her projectile is further away so she recovers faster so you can punish it. So yeah. She's probably happy about the nerf, you know? Why can't Break go to regular Evo? I just don't... Listen, I don't want to get into it too deeply. I just don't want to go to the States right now. That's all it is. You know, I just don't feel fully... I just don't feel like the States is a great place to willingly go right now. If you're stuck there, man, that's one thing. Ow. I really wanted to go to the other Evo too, man, but you know. Rick doesn't live in the US? I'm Canadian. I am Canadian. Bonk. Oh, bro, MD. I forget about Belial MDP, man. Why? He still has so many tools. He's got so many tools. Banned the USA for secrets classified at the higher military level. That's me. That's me. Good for you, good for you. Oh, you can't spot dodge the you hell rat. Trust me, I'm very happy about the 5U nerf as well, getting guaranteed back throw because he countered my traps. Yep, yep. Well, like, can a dumb? No, hold on. Says, why is everyone a bully these days? Oh, nice. Me being in the US? Yeah, yeah. Listen, I hope that things do not continue to get worse for you guys down there, but there is no real evidence. I can't stop winning. There's no real evidence that things will get better, but we'll see. Maybe. You never know. You never know. I'm the best gambler. Fairy W, broken ass Fairy? Saving the day? Wait a minute, Fairy did win that shit, right? No, my points. Yep, yep, yep. I'm paying attention. The streamer is paying attention. The streamer is paying attention. He's paying attention. He's the most attentive streamer. The streamer guy, he's goated? I would agree, man. I think it's crazy how goated he is. Stream rules, he's top 1. That's right. Okay, Lolipe and Zan, finally. I know you guys have been waiting for like 7 years. I apologize. Password Brawl, first to 3. Streamers stole my points. No, no, no. You willingly gave your points up. Yeah, exactly, Zan. And listen, I'm not saying it's likely, but if there's, it's unpredictable. If there's a 1% chance of that shit happening, that's more important to me. I just say I think I'll be fine under the current government because I don't fall under any minority groups. I mean, that's to my understanding, you are like a tall, like Dutch white guy, so you should be fine. Just maybe don't speak any political opinions too loud, you know? Especially about a certain river to a certain sea, mayhaps. That's the one thing that could get you on at this point. What is this? Someone get the Zan guy in here, man. LMAO, yeah. Canned bread. What the fuck is canned bread? Who cans bread? That's a thing? Who the fuck's canning bread? Tall German white guy. They don't know that I'm. That's the bisexual one, right? I am unfortunately. I do have the stupid, so you have to give me. Canned bread is diabolical. People in the 50s. Absolutely terrifying that it's above. Yeah. I may very well be underselling it, Razzle. That's right. So we'll stop talking about it. But yes, trust me, I really want it to go. So if I didn't, I'm not doing it for fun. Canned bread sounds like a British thing. Honestly, yeah. The only people on the planet that could come up with something that vile, probably. Can of bread. One of the dark ages is canned bread. It is bisexual. Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't let them know that.
Believe in victory.
Date exclusively women for the time being. Gamba, fuck. Oh, the streamer. He's the worst streamer, man. He's the worst streamer. He should be killed. Fucking hell. I was going. Wait, I said for the next 3 sets. This is set 4. Holy shit, I didn't break my word. But we should still update the name. This is the 4th set after I said that. I'm pretty sure. Check that wall brawl ping. Let me go see. All right. We have to have at least 20,000 channel points on this Gamba, or else my brain, like in total, or my brain will not think that it's, it's not gonna be important enough for me to remember. I fear. I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna keep forgetting. Streamer needs the scripts to automate the Gamba. Let's see, what did Toraku send me? Canned bread. Oh, it's a SpongeBob thing! The best thing since sliced bread. So true, bestie. Everyone point and laugh at the streamer. You fucking schadenfreude looking asses, man. I got 10 on Zan. This is my life savings. Don't shoot canned bread. Don't you Canadians bag milk? I'm not here for it, man. I buy my milk. I pay a premium. I pay extra money, to buy my milk in cartons, man. That shit freaks me out. It's not supposed to be like that. Does every vanilla JL hit add to combo limit? No. But it is a multi-hit, so if the first hit would reach combo limit, the next, they will glow white. Real ones get the glass bottles of milk? It does hit different coming out of the glass bottle, I'm not gonna lie to you. Start playing and you let us save on bagged milk? Okay. Now, hold on. hold on. Bagged milk, not bad. It's true. I mean, when I'm right now, so I'm living at home with my family, and we get the bad milk. The bad milk. You need the good girl, but you want the bad pussy. We get the bagged milk, but like when I was living alone for like 7 years in university, I would get the cartons. at scale, the bagged milk is certainly more efficient. You guys don't know? You don't know about you want the good girl, but you need the bad pussy? Distinct lack of 6xh from the sheep, and so far they're losing. So... Okay, well now it's even. But they were losing until I said that. So... At Applebee's, they bag lemonade, and lemonade fucking kills you, right? Isn't that the one that... I need to let to lose, so I can keep calling her bottom one. The best commentary? Oh, fuck! Well, okay. The 10-second tangents rule is over, okay? It was for 3 sets. But, yeah, we're gonna talk about Anila. We're gonna talk about broken-ass Anila. Out. 6xh is too strong. Get rammed! Would you let Anila ram you? Yes or no? You have to be honest. 5-second tangent. It was a 3-set rule. Oh, they messed up the save jump, man. Yes, easy. Broken Anila versus bottom one Lucilius. Yes. I appreciate your honesty, chat. No, I played Armaya. Now that's because if you said no, I would have been like, eh. But that follow-up, I believe you now. I do. With question, yes. Who wouldn't? I'd love Lena to ram me. I let her wall bounce me so hard. Okay. Glad we're all on the same page. Me personally, this answer is only true until Galleon comes out, but Galleon's not here yet, is she? I played Armaya still, yes? No, it's based. Could you have killed him there? I feel like maybe, right? I feel like you could have killed him there. I feel like off that starter, right into the U-Sheep, close H Fireball, another U-Sheep, which they had the meter for, into like close H, Raging Strike, Raging Chain, or something? I think Lucy was dead there. These Anila players be telling me the character does no damage, but they don't be doing the damage combos, man. 7-foot tall Futanari Anila, yeah. Computer. Oh, good walk-up throw. Small dom, low-key broken. Honestly, so true.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Smash, next question. Fen kind of spitting, I'm not gonna lie. Something that's different about it, you know? Oh, God. Ow. Bonk. Blade level 2 already. Hey, almost looking like pre-patch Lucilius. Who am I kidding, actually? Pre-patch Lucilius is like BL4 by now. Get smashed. Next question. Get rammed. Can't believe bro really reminded me about good curl, bad pussy in 2025. See? Real ones know, man. That show was terrible. Next question. Who in Grand Blue wouldn't you smash? Okay. So I'm straight. So that eliminates a good number of the cast. And then from that point... Gita and Nier are children, so and probably maybe someone else. Cagliostro looks like a child, so that also cuts her out of the equation. Yeah, anyone who is a child or looks like a child. Vicky's a child. Yep, she's my actual human daughter, so she, you know, again, also obviously disqualified. I think past that, like all of the like adult women in this are like incredibly attractive. No, like. They're all like crazy, insane, like wild hot, right? I just came back. Are we killing children? No, far from it. No. Like all the adult women in this game are like by design incredibly fucking attractive, and they're all very nice too. So, Nicole's a child, yeah. So any children, obviously, please remove them immediately. Uno smasher pass. If I was attracted to men. I think he's a little small for. I think he's a little lowly coded for me personally, even though he does have the mustache and stuff. Hard to say. Where's my ugly girl representation? I mean, listen, not in Grand Blue, I'll tell you that. Vera smash? Yeah, so Vera might kill me. And also, I mean, Vera I think is gay, so I don't know that she would. But hypothetically, you know, if she was down, she might kill me. But like, it's like, you know, it's the praying mantis sex. It's fucking worth it. I'm Merely Diva, but I have limits on the muscles. She is very jacked, it's true. If that poses a problem for you, then understandable. Belial smasher pass? So, no. I mean, one, because he's a man, and you know, I just don't get down like that. But also, I don't think. I mean, he's very hot. Like, if I was attracted to men, I feel like I would definitely find him very attractive. But he's also like there's a lot more of the evil. You know, a lot more of the evil there. Will Diva smash? Best hugs in the game, man. What the fuck are we talking about? UL, Fairy, Matera, Seox, easy, top 4 smash. Ooh, I mean, listen, isn't Fairy 16? I mean, if you're also 16, then fair enough, but, isn't Belial a PDF file? So I learned recently something, we take back Fairy? Yeah. Okay. The other ones, fair enough. One thing I learned recently is that Belial is actually apparently saving himself for Lucilius. Fairy's thousands of years old and a ghost. Yeah, but she died when she was like 16 or something. Don't hit me with this anime bullshit, man. But yeah, Belial is apparently a virgin. Straight up. Apparently Belial is saving himself for Lucilius, is what I've been told. Which is kind of fucking based of him. Right? Like that honestly shifted my views of Belial so heavily. Ricketts 1-1. Yep, I just realized that. It's my bad. Vera's gay unless you're the protagonist. That's fair. That was a weird creep and not an offender. Yeah, I just assumed that. I was like, well, Belial has to have done some fucking heinous fucking sex crimes, right? But I'm like, well, you could be a virgin and also still a PDF. That's fair. But I mean, the only person, to my understanding, that he's shown any attraction to is Lucilius, who is very obviously not a child. At least enough so that he's, I think Belial does say a lot of creepy shit, though, sir. Probably Beatrix, easiest smash? Oh my. Yeah, that's fair. Everyone in this game is technically bi since they're all attracted to Gran and Vegeta. And Beelzebub, very based of him. I see. Leads to a different question. If Belial and Lucy did it, who's the top? I feel like it's obviously Lucy, right? I mean, listen, maybe, you know. Fellas in the chat, correct me. But, like, I feel like it's, like, there's not a single world where it's Belial. Belial's such a paper tiger bottom. I don't even know what the fuck. I can infer what that means. I've never heard that. That's an amazing. Man, gay people have such good fucking words for things, man. We don't come up with shit like this. Like I've said this before. Yeah, but paper tiger. Maybe. That sounds. That's such a cool way to describe that. I feel like that's such a. I feel like I can immediately guess what that means. You know. What a good term. Like what a fire term. Lucy has maxed out his boys love power. Yeah. First time first time chatting just to say that Silius definitely tops, you know? This is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that motivates people to talk in the chat, man. That's great. That's awesome. You know, welcome. You can now go back to lurking until we talk about this again, if you so desire. Weighing in on the real chats. Welcome to Wall Brawl. Yeah. That's why we don't talk about the match. There's good Grand Blue happening here. You guys can watch the Grand Blue, and it's like it's. So, I think I have to just fully admit that Wall Brawl, like the actual tournament in the background, is just me putting like the Subway Surfers, you know, the Family Guy funny moments in the background, so you guys can like have something to focus your ADHD on while I just yap about whatever the fuck's on my mind. Okay. Crawls back out until Galleon drops, yeah. Does anything worth chatting for? Audit boss, yeah. Real lore discussions happen here. The Minecraft parkour, exactly. That like, you know, Zan and Midnight, they're playing some good Grand Blue right now, but guys, how do I mute that guy in the bottom left so I can listen to the match? Okay. That's just hurtful. That's mean. There's no need to do. You know, we have to do shit like that. I'm a person with feelings, or so I've been told. You are very dead. Yeah, that's a hard chip situation to escape. The 5U vacuum follow-up links into normals. Great to know. Is it also a plus? It's plus on block. Yeah, it's plus. That's the one where the sword goes like stab out and stab horizontal. I think it's +2. It's the default follow-up. It loses to people jumping over him, right? Is the idea. Wait, isn't it? It's not over, right? It is? I thought it was. Am I dumb? I thought that was 2-1. It is over. And yellow bottom 1 confirmed? Oh, it is, yeah. Wait. No, it's not, yeah. It's a best of 3. It's a best of 5. Isn't it? Wait, no, I'm stupid. What the fuck is happening? No. Oh, we're just way past where I thought we were. Us trolled streamers had no feelings, thoughts. Just ignore me. Where are we? Bro lost his prog. Where are we? Where are we in the bracket, chat? Have I not updated? Is that supposed to be a 2 out of 3? Wait, where are we in the bracket? I'm confuzzled. We're in winners finals? Guess what I thought? Yeah. Wasn't that... Wait, did the wrong player play for... We're on winners finals now? Midnight and Zan are nowhere on the... Wait, okay. Did the wrong people just play a match? That was loser semis. Why is Kupo here? Did the wrong people just play a game together? I think me and Midnight played the wrong sets. Yeah, but the reason I'm confused is neither... We just fought the wrong people. Oh. That was a freebie for y'all? Yep. Okay. Yeah, Lolipe and Zen. It's the first of three. So I was like, because I understand that it wasn't winners finals, but it's also not loser semis. Like Midnight and Zen never should play. Brick trolling? Oh my god. Brick's still learning how to hold tourneys? Yeah, my bad, guys. I'm new to this whole TO thing. This is my 108th one, but I'm just, I'm taking a while to get used to it, okay? Alright. Okay. Brick, that's not winners fight. Lolipe is just fucking sitting here. Oh, okay. In my defense, okay, Lolipe, Zen, password Brawl, first to 3. Okay? So I added the right people. If someone is committed to deceive, you will be deceived. What am I supposed to do? Don't forget about the Gamba. I mean, the fucking set's fake, brother. Look, Mom, that was me. The set's not even real, man. The set's not real. I almost want to give the points back. This can't be happening. What am I gambling for? Yeah, the 0. I love myself. That's why it's the best online bracket. Can't believe you got motherfuckers playing a fucking fictional set. There was nowhere on the bracket. There is no spoon. Brick got invested in can of bread. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This is the worry. I'm giving your fucking points back. This is not a real Gamba. It's not a real Gamba. I'm sorry. It's not a real Gamba. You can have your fucking points back. I thought you were running loser semis for winners finals, but that's not loser semis. Loser semis is you and Kupo, right? It's like this isn't. Like even if we were, it wouldn't be you and Sam. It would be you and Kupo. All right, I'm sorry. It's on and now. Okay, Lolipe, Zen, first to 3, winners finals. Go. Betting on a horse race that never happened, real mafioso shit? Yeah. Just say you were distracted by Galleon's thighs. Listen, this is like the 110th wall brawl that I've run or something like that, right? At some point, if anything, I think that maybe like I'm a goated streamer. This is the first time it's happened. 110 brackets in, week after week after week. This is the first time that's happened. That's like gift sub worthy, maybe. At the very least, you have to admit I'm your streamer, I think. That's like a 0.001% incidence rate or so. I think I'm kind of fucking goated with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I think I might be the best to ever do it. That's how I'm gonna interpret this. Maybe my streamer. That's what I'm saying. I'm choosing to interpret it as me being potentially the best to ever fucking do it. That's just me, right? That's just me. Bonus match. I know y'all like that Lucy on cheap action. Streamer Gamba, please. Oh, fuck. Okay, a real one this time. These are the right people. It's Lolipe, it's Zen, it's a first to 3, it's winners finals. I cannot wait for this one to hit YouTube. I will say, recently, you might have noticed, I've stopped uploading the VODs back as like YouTube videos because I've realized they're not that much different from the full recorded stream VOD. And most of the stuff that I cut out, personally, is like the good shit. Anyway. So like, it'll be on YouTube as like a live stream VOD. I don't upload them as their own separate YouTube videos tournaments anymore. Possibly a streamer? My streamer though? No, that's fucked up. I think you're just being mean. I think you're being hurtful on purpose because you know, hurt people. Hurt people, man. Any streamer in a storm. All right, let's go. The Gamba's up. Names are fixed. I apologize in advance. My Takane Tannhauser is cheering Lolipe on so he can't lose. My streamer for sure. Now we're talking. Fairy Woe. $10? Sorry.
Sorry.
I just realized that was Midnight that gave me... Midnight, you did not have to give me $10 for playing that wrong match. Thank you. I'll take your $10. I appreciate it greatly. Oh my god. Very, very generous of you. I appreciate it. Mambo, yeah. I appreciate it, Midnight. Thank you very much. Sorry. That's the little... Thanks, man. I wish you the best of luck in loser semis.
Are you on a journey, perhaps?
A journey
Make me
to the
happy
west?
helping you find your way.
I have a playlist of my favorite Brick videos. And there are so many that are the stream VOD as well as the video. Yeah. Bro literally paid you to play. Oh, your tournament? Yeah. Pay to win wall brawl? Play some of my favorite brick videos, and there are so many that there are stream VODs as well as the videos on accident because I assume they're different. They are different. They are different. Like the tournament VODs that I used to post were like they cut out all the in-between match stuff. That's like some of the best shit, man. So like I was like, you know, I'll just keep it as a stream VOD. Journey to the West, a story based off Dragon Ball Z. Yep. Small indie story based off hit manga Dragon Ball Z. I assume this is a strictly no 2-3-6 matchup given my previous attempts zoning 2B. It's, you know, you gotta be careful for sure. Yeah. The sheep are also so slow and have so much recovery that 2B can very easily, like, tether them on reaction, right? So Neil has to be really careful using the sheep. Pay to become a funny clip. Journey to the West mentioned? Yeah. I mean, listen. Am I maybe going to start Midnight off with a win in his loser semis match because he gave me $10? I'm not saying that I'm not saying I'm above corruption. It's kind of the trend the world is going towards, no? So, isn't it more of like a when in Rome type thing? Consider cutting out the in-between match stuff is what kept your channel from being demonetized. It's okay, the streams are usually monetized still. All I have to do is I cannot say the thing that some people are serving. Community tier list moment? Yep. We have to do another one of those for 2.0, man. Because it'll be the year anniversary of me streaming in like a couple weeks or something, so. But, what the fuck was I saying earlier? I forget now. Oh yeah, I just can't say that one thing. Yeah, I can't say serving C, exactly. Because that'll demonetize you. Apparently that's, you know, that's worse than anything else. Brick or Canadian, corruption's a US thing? I mean, you know, who knows how long those two things will be separate. The perfect place to debut your VTuber model on your anniversary. This is my VTuber model, man. We've been over this. I am little guy. That's me. This is my flesh tuber. But okay, maybe we can get a VTuber. I know all of you are really sad because Gargura graduated and like you don't know what to do with your life anymore, right? Just take all the money you used to give her and give it to me instead. Thoughts? Ow. Flesh tuber, that's right. Gargura mentioned, yep. Brick will be my new little shark girl. We had a new shark VTuber. It's your job to replace her. I can go. I can do that. I'm capable of going. Do you seek the certainty of steel, Brock? I can go. I just have to. Let's go. He did it. Yeah. You know, give me enough money. I can afford a shark VTuber rig, and then we can go. For the fuck. How's your rendition of Believer by Imagine Dragons? I'm not so sure I can sing. Close enough. Welcome back, Gargura. Gura graduated Uma in shambles. Who would you have a McGriddle match? What do you mean, Ophidia? What do you mean by this? What did he mean by this? I love McGriddles, so like seeing the word in there makes me excited, but Uma's a Mio fan? I thought he was an Uma fan. Juan fan? Like money match? Oh. But with McGriddles? Well, that'd be fun. I like that idea a lot. Maybe Retro. Retro's been ducking me for too long, man. First attempt with Retro, winner has to buy the other or give it the other enough money to buy like 4 McGriddles. It's like a money match, but like you have to send a receipt of you spending the money on McGriddles if you win. Like it can only be spent on McGriddles. If it's like a $20 money match, you have to send like a screenshot of you spending $20 on McGriddles after you win to celebrate. Rick wants like a $30 money match. It's like 20 McGriddles, I mean, plus delivery fee, I guess, yeah, but not 20 McGriddles, sorry. 4 McGriddles is like 20 something Canadian. 4 McGriddles in this economy? This is the only way. There are eggs and McGriddles that's real money now? Oh shit. Yeah, maybe in the US, a McGriddle is gonna be like $75 pretty soon. But... Uh-oh. The infinite? Oh, it just barely reached, man. Oh no. Alright, 1-1. I update the scores. It's what I do.
Battle 1. Engage.
It'll never happen anyway, though, because Retro keeps ducking me, you know, so. If Zan and I end up in Grands, it could just be one set. So I already beat him once? For $10? Now we're talking. Y'all thought Macca's breakfast overpriced before? Just wait. Macca's? That's like the you know what that is? That's the fucking Inglorious Bastards. Like you're talking like you're an American, but you want Macca's. That's the dry glaze. You know what I mean? That's the You just held out. You held up 3 fingers like this. That's it. I love that meme so much, man. You come to the U.S., I'm down for a McGriddle match. I'd be down, but I just don't know. I just don't know if I'm gonna be doing that anytime soon, brother. No, I usually love that slang. That's fair. That's fair. In Germany, we order drei Gläser, not drei Gläser. Aussie VTubers rotted my brain. Lol, fair, yeah. They should just move Evo to Canada. McGriddle match in the McDonald's? That'd be hype. That'd be some shit. Oh, my save jump. Evo Vancouver. Now we're talking. Don't put that shit in Toronto. I love Toronto. I live in Toronto. I love Toronto. But don't. No. On McDonald's Wi-Fi, but it's in person. Put Evo in Halifax. My ass does not want to go back to East Canada. Understandable. Out. Especially for a tournament. Okay. A little delay 5-0. We take those. Bonk. That shit like barely reaches, huh? Like that bread and butter extension is like on the tip. The tippy tip top of the 5L range. Oh, speaking of tippy tip tip. The Raging Strike. Well, oh boy, this is it. I hope you don't mind if I go on speaking the kings. Yeah. McGriddle match, but both players are in different McDonald's on McDonald's Wi-Fi. East Coast Canada to West Coast McDonald's? West Coast US McDonald's McGriddles match? Custody of Dominic ladder match? Oh, I'm so scared about run-up SSBA, man. Kind of hard to do against this. He's hitting a button! But it's not going to be full cinematic, yeah. But he's alive. Anila's SSBA fucking sucks, by the way, for full cinematic. That's another thing. Her supers are so bad, right? It makes comboing into them... They're so slow that comboing into them raw is very difficult. They just fucking gained, it's true. Nerf Anila? Broken ass Anila. What is 2B supposed to do? Is Anila 2U low profile? A little bit, I think, yeah. She's like fully laying down on the ground, but her like tits are so large that it still pushes her up a decent bit, right? Like it's no Lowain UDP, but... Huh? You fuck? Did I stutter for a single second? Realistic? Exactly. I will say, Anila's 6XL feels lower end, right? As well. It's a genuine weakness as well. How can the supers be bad if it's Powa, Geza, and Buster Wolf? That's true. Buster Wolf. Goon Blue Fantasy. This one to stream and heard something about tits. Say what now? Don't worry about it, man. Don't chase the bag, man. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You're good over there. You're good. We're glad to have you in the stream, though. Her 6L is bad, so you know which dash move to use. Yeah. Her 6L is like, it's not bad, by the way. It's like kind of meh because they want you to know that 6XH is the best move in the game. SBA literally has more iframes than SSBA for some reason. How odd. Raging Strike, close H, cheap carry, 2-1 for you. Yeah, into a save jump. 2B jumped over, get rammed, and got jabbed before landing. This is the best timeline. Yeah. Fortunately, he tried to beat the best 6XH in the video game. That's on her, man. Get rammed! Oh. Not like this. Not like this, man. I think she's... Oh, she's definitely dead. What?! He's keeping it exciting for the fans, man. Is Anila just safe jump the character? It fucking turns out. I did not realize, but yeah. Her hop turns out to be really good for it, right? It's like her... La Diva does a shit ton of them, right? I think Razzle was telling me Charlotta does a lot of them too. I'm not sure exactly how, but... Every single hit Anila gets seems to lead into a save jump after. What is Anila's game plan even? I mean... It depends on the matchup a little bit, because she is like a kind of versatile character, but she definitely leans more defensive, right? She like, you know, she's like a character with like good normals and like decent reward off her pokes with if she has meter. So it's more like a whiff punish, put them in the corner, loop safe jumps until they die, kind of thing, right?
Oathbound angel.
And also, I mean, spam 668. So she's got, it's weird. Anila's, one of the reasons I like Anila is it feels that her kit is relatively cohesive, right? Because she has a very good sort of defensive, you know, stand back, poke, really good 2H, right? Stuff like that. And like very high anti-air damage and all of this. So she's pretty good at like making you, like if you do anything like too overly aggressive or too preemptive, Anila can certainly like can certainly hurt you for it pretty well, right? But you might be like, okay, well then why? But you know, why couldn't I just try and do it back to her? It's because she has one of the best, like just one of the most oppressive, like just like guerrilla moves in the video game in her 668, right? So you want to do stuff so she can't just, so she doesn't feel comfortable and does not have the space to establish her 668. But if you're the one who's like doing preemptive bullshit, then the rest of her kit is very good at punishing you for doing that, right? That last U-Sheep having leukemia and not going full screen is depressing. That's right. That's right. They gave his ass diabetes. Something I like about Vayne, his kit's very cohesive, but it's that shield is bad and slam is reactive 100% of the time. Yeah, Vayne in theory should be a very similar idea, right? Of like, he has things that make you feel uncomfortable, just like standing still. He makes you want to jump, and then he does like some of the highest, or maybe the highest, maybe some of the highest. Secret might have him beat, but you know, he just has like some of the highest anti-air damage in the entire video game. In practice, Vayne doesn't really make you want to jump that much, because shield doesn't make you want to jump because you just run through it, and slam you just spot dodge and then gain some screen space on him, right? So like Vayne, his kit is clearly intended and designed to be very cohesive. I'm not so sure that it works out that way, right? Because he just like doesn't have anything as worrying as Anila 66H. He doesn't have anything as like, you know, he doesn't have anything that makes you not want to just like sit still and let him establish his game plan the way Anila 66H does, right? If you just like sit there and play passive and let Anila just 66H you over and over, she can just like basically push you to the corner for free on the merits of Blockstone alone, right? The risk reward for that whole situation is very high for her if she can get the space to set it up, right? Vayne doesn't kill you for anti-Vayning? Exactly. Yeah, so he just anti-Vayne and he never gets to get his 2H. Definitely the, among the highest meter lists? Yep. It's only like, if we're not talking with like U skills and shit, it's only like him and Siegfried probably who can do crazy shit. Now it's my turn? Yes. Now it is that is correct. Yes. Now it is, in fact, your turn. Lolipe, 3-2 going to winner's side grants. What about a low slam with a lot of pushback? A low slam with a lot of pushback. Like it hits low, you have to crouch. This far H move might be cooking me. So that's the 2B 5H, pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty fucking good. I give Vayne slide head though. It could be. That would give incentive. If it had like a lot of recovery, and if you jumped it, you could like kill him. Slam should just be slightly faster, so mental stack plays a factor. I think so, yeah. I think Slam right now is too consistently reactable. And since it's also the only thing Vayne is going to do from that reach besides full screen dash at you, right? I think they could make the slams like 1 or 2 frames faster. 5U slide head. Make M swing not so horrible. It has its uses. It like hops over fireballs and stuff. Like Anila can't really sheep, for example, in that matchup because M swing will kill her. Yeah, it can throw bait. It's super high risk, high reward, but yeah, it can throw bait, right? Some fireballs? That's fair, that's fair. If you want to make it, like, jump higher, I'm down with that. To make it go over every, like, you know, as, like, make it an anti-zoning tool, then fair. That seems like a reasonable... Make it better at doing the thing it's supposed to do. Maybe it should pop up higher so he can do his 2H combo. He can a lot of the time on the M1. Usually on counter hits, but... If he lands the M1 raw like that, he often can get, like, some crazy shit. Losers, semis. When is Beatrix getting Dragon install? Probably next patch, honestly. Hear me out, make 5U unblockable. That makes it more of a knowledge check than anything, right? I think that makes him funnier, but I don't think that makes him better. This makes him better in, like, maybe, like, lower ranks people might not know. Twitch app won't let me Gamba. Imagine being Dutch. Names in Gamba, please? Oh, I didn't make a Gamba. Yeah, I did the names, but I did not make a Gamba. Who will win? Midnighto or Kupo. 2 minutes. Go. Give 5U armor, please. What does it have right now? I wish 5U had an overhead hitbox. Make 5U multiplier 1.5x damage absorbed. Every character getting a new special next patch. Every character getting an install character is getting another install, because their installs suck. Is it racist to ask a Dutch person how tall they are? I mean, you know, statistically, they are very tall. Armor during charge, then it's a 15 frame attack. No armor, no invuln. Oh, I see. So you want the actual attack to have armor too, you're saying. Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense. That could be nice. Install plus Vera. Yeah, Vera gets a second level that costs another 100 meter, but just turns her like, you know, the first time she goes like Luminaria, merge, and like you gets her little primal beast outfit and everything like that. The second time she gets like encased in light, and when the shell cracks, it's just 1.0 near. I think that's fair, fair and balanced. Vera scaling installs against Kaioken. Yeah. Fairy 2H anti-airing rarest moments in anime. Yeah. I want the attack to actually be something that hits people and be worth using instead of blocking. Yeah, yeah. Make the follow-up faster or something like that. Honestly, I'd be down with 5U like doing less damage, but being more like a Sora's 5U type thing, right? Where like it doesn't like kill you if you get hit by it, it just like gives him his turn back, or it steals a turn. Like it's almost like a bad meterless reversal, right? That would really lean Vayne into being like the zoner who doesn't really play by the other zoner rules. He already doesn't have less health, right? You could also give him like a pseudo meterless reversal. Health damage and 5U changes would not be necessary buffs for Vayne. Yeah, but like it is nice when a character, you know, it's nice to if a move is useless, it would be nice to make it like better, certainly, right? Like 5U is like a move that just doesn't do anything. It'll make the character more fun, probably, if 5U did something, but yes. You do actually steal your turn back on far-reaching 6XL. Well, fair enough. Make it do that more often, maybe. Hear me out, when Vera does a second install, she just gets straight up naked, and everything she has is full screen and unblockable, and insta-kills you. Yeah, no, for sure. But then wouldn't you want to not... Wouldn't you want to keep naked Vera on screen for as long as you could? I guess that becomes the minigame. You're rewarded for surviving the insta-kill with more naked Vera. That's the risk-reward. Good 2H, by the way, on the Indiana Jones. Unblockable, but is it also unspot dodgeable? That's the mind game? Yeah, that makes sense. Good balance. Honestly, elegant design, Benjamin. Well done. I have training mode for that? Oh, God. Man, that fucking, the one Street Fighter 6, like the online bracket, where the TO had the naked Chun-Li mod on, you know? That's going down in history, I think. That's gotta be one of the funniest things that's ever fucking happened. Is 5L a better meaty button than 2L? Yes, for multiple reasons. One, 5Ls on most characters have, 5Ls on most characters have a little bit less recovery, right? So they are easier to safe jab with, which is like the primary use of 5Ls as a meaty option. Second, yeah, they're plus on block, where most 2Ls usually aren't. And third, you usually also get, if they do mash, you'll get higher reward off your 5L than off your 2L, right? Because a lot of the time, like, you can get like 2L into auto combo for a lot of characters, but one, that already scales the combo quite heavily, and two, it's a spacing dependent thing, right? Is it showed up on recommended? What's a wall brawl? It's a Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising tournament that we do every week, Giuliano. Welcome, welcome. Now, you know, maybe I'm a bit of a silly guy and we don't talk about the match that's happening on screen that often, but I do 2 of these a week. We have the intermediate one that happens every Wednesday. That is basically everyone below master rank, the highest rank of the game. And then we have an open one that happens tomorrow that's, you know, no holds barred, right? It's like a nice, you know, a nice community tournament. Place for people to practice, to learn, right? But not without any, like, real... There's no money on the line, there's nothing like that, right? More of a chill thing. Does anyone even have a plus 2L in this game? Yeah, only Versuta. I like the idea of making Vayne himself the shield when shield isn't applicable. Yeah. I thought this was just brick yap session. That's what I'm here for anyway. Like I'm telling you, the tournament sometimes, you know, sometimes I'm feeling particularly distractible, I suppose, and then the tournament becomes the Minecraft parkour in the background while I yap, but you know, it's some good Grand Blue happening right now. It's some good Grand Blue. Hers is because of her no canceling L's gimmick, but they overtuned that? Yeah. It doesn't really matter if you can't cancel it if it's just plus enough to link, right? Well, what's the difference at that point? It's a silly discussion about character hotness with the tournament happening in the background. That's how it goes. What if Shield could spawn a T-posing Vayne with 2-2X to help its neutral? Now we're talking, man. Finally, the Vayne buffs he needs. Oh, you're like dead, I think. No. Didn't have enough blade level for it. You can spot dodge Fairy 214L. I thought it was too active. I think it's 214M also. A soul for a soul and a super for a super. Because you spot dodge L and H, right? Is it M? I think M is not too active. I think it's slower to start up. Is that right? Fairy players? Any fairy players? This is the first of two. Gotta say, Ladiva needs a skin that shows off her abs. Well, I mean, he's got the little Giorno thing already, right? But I guess the chest is different, obviously. Yeah, kind of. Isn't it? Fairy's M version is slower, so that would catch you if you immediate spot dodged. I think. I should know this better. But Fairy's up close pressure RPS is not usually what I'm worried about as Ladiva, I will say, in my defense. It was a 2-0, I think. All right, Zan and Midnight, the run back for real this time. Let's take a look at the Dust Loop real quick. Where is this? Fairy Woe. There we go. Skills, special moves, whip it good. This sounds like a god hand enemy, man. Tromp, yeah, so, yeah, the medium one starts up in 5 more frames and has more active frames. Right, yeah, I think the medium one would catch you spot dodging after a block string, right? Yeah, the light one is actually less active than either the medium or the heavy. So I think that's what it is. Vayne should get Axel's command grab to force jumps. That's a really interesting idea, actually. Giving Vayne, like, a full screen reactable command grab or something. Like, you know, Axel's is pretty slow, right? You can definitely see it coming and jump. Especially in a game like Guilty Gear, where a lot of stuff is a lot faster than that. That's an idea. Yeah, Vayne needs some way to make you want to jump. I've never heard that. That's a good point, though. I like that idea a lot. I'm not sure if it'll be exactly Axel's grab, but like something like that. Because yeah, Vayne needs a way to force people to jump so he can actually get his shit. Can you not just backdash it? Probably? I guess. Yeah, I guess, like, fuck, it's a good point. I mean, maybe it's active enough that it's really hard to backdash. But I mean, that is eventually good players would do it, and it wouldn't really help Vayne anyways. Hard to say. I mean, if you could do, like, if you could blow it up, it certainly could work. Yeah. Could you give me my points, Mr. Streamer, please? Oh, dude, oh, fucking Midnight won this. That's why he's here now. Midnight and Zan. Fiend. Maybe if his shield is behind you, he can recall it to grab or something? Now, that's interesting, because also, running through the shield is, like, Vayne's big problem, right? That guys think his pancake swipes are at odds with him wants to make people jump? I mean, I would agree, yeah. Well, you can jump them, to be fair, but... Been a terrible day of gambling for me. Keep going, man. You'll make it all back. These Anila pokes are actually pretty solid. Yeah, man. She's got good buttons. Well, she's not Catalina, but she's got good buttons, man. It's Catalina, though we made her Fireball worse, significantly, right? We made her normals, like, you know, slightly worse, like definitely notably, like, moderately worse. We made her top-end damage way worse, and her mid-screen, like, 10-15% worse. Now, you might be like, that's fucking horrible, but Catalina is maybe the best character in the game, so. Scared money don't make money. That's right, that's right. Oh, we made her anti-air better. And we gave her the best 668 in the game. And looping safe jump pressure. Which, to be fair, Catalina might also get... I'm sure Catalina doesn't struggle that hard to find some safe jumps, but... There's a give and take there, man. Cat doesn't need to? I suppose not. You can just stand there menacingly, yeah, in the grand blue zone. About 1 far range distance away from you when she has you in the corner. Kupo here, GDs to everyone I played. Yo! Hello, Kupo. Well done, man. Well done. Solid fairy. What does Catalina get on her Giga Optimal Super Sexy Vera Yuri corner counter hit combo? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I remember it being quite a lot. I don't know exactly. It's not like, you know, ridiculous or anything. It's not Vasarago. I'm pretty sure she's like somewhere in 10,000, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't think she breaks 11. I don't think so. Cat has the best BC bait instead. That is probably... Well, I mean, do you count Soulforge as a BC bait? I guess it's not really a bait. But yes, yeah, Cat also has a very good BC bait, that's right. Now again, I will say, BC baits in general, this is one of the reasons that also I kind of removed the bottom tier from my tier list in 2.0. BC baits in general, a lot of good characters, a lot of top tiers had good ways to deal with BC. BC itself is a lot less oppressive than it used to be, and just like close L into down back is also like a really good BC bait now, right? So it's less important to have a very good BC bait than it has been for the rest of Granblue's lifetime. Doesn't Uno have a good BC bait, or am I waffling? Yeah, but his is riskier for sure, right? Him like parrying like that is riskier than Catalina just light walling for sure. Coupon the Anila, check the names. Oh fuck! Oh fuck, man! It's Zen. Is Cat 5U plus? Not if you block any of the follow-ups, no. But it's usually she can like backdash and be safe, right? If Cat like 5Us and you don't brave counter into it, she just like backdashes away, and you can chase her down with a 6XL, but like, you know, you chase her down to get a turn, to get plus frames. You don't hit her off of it, right? So it's a safe and very high reward BC bait. Which is like most like high reward BC baits are not safe, right? Uno definitely has the higher risk reward parry. I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, Uno in that class, there's a lot of characters that do things like that, right? Zeta can do that. Uno can do that. Any character with a parry they can combo off of at the corner basically can do that, right? Not my day. How do you beat Lucilius? In this patch, rush his ass down. Lucy desperately wants space, and he desperately... Zab? Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Lucy desperately wants space, and he desperately wants time, right? And he needs a lot of that space and time in this patch to, like, get the shit that makes him good. So, just do your best to sit on his face. Voss BC bait is definitely the best, because Cat goes for a BC call-out, Voss just minding his business. Yeah, but again, that's like... I would almost say that Vossaraga doesn't have a BC bait, right? Because there's no, like, he doesn't bait you into it. It's very obvious that you shouldn't. Like, it's the whole time, there's a big flashing sign that goes, hey, if you brave counter me, you're gonna die. It's just that Voss freaks people out so much that even with it being, like, a big flashing sign that goes, hey, the single worst thing you could do right now is brave counter me, people do it anyway, right? Because his mental impact is just that strong. He's that scary, right? Like, good players do it anyway. Bonk. He's like Vasaraga, like this is, you know, he's definitely in the conversation as well for most jagged character in the game, right? Like that same kind of design, the same kind of idea as like Abel, right? Because like Vasaraga with Soulforge up 2-2ing your ass in the corner is one of the most oppressive offensive scenarios in the entire video game. Like it's one of the least interactive things you've ever fucking seen. My guy was into that broken ass 6XL. It's true. But then, like on the flip side, I would, you know, say that Vasaraga probably definitely has the worst defense in the game, right? So he's very strange. Anila is jagged too? I'm not so sure. Anila has one incredibly strong strength, but Anila does not have a huge weakness in her kit, really. Top end damage being low is not like Anila to me is a character that has like the best 6xh in the game and a bunch of stuff that's like middling to okay. Her, like, you know, only getting, like, 9.98k on her best shit instead of, like, 10.6 is a weakness, but it's not, that doesn't make her jagged at all. Anila, I think, is, like, a, you know, somewhat lower-end all-rounder that then has, like, you know, the best 2H in the game or up there and the best 6xh in the game. Do elements affect Sandy U Fireball? No, it's the same in every element. Okay, 2-1. Zan staying alive. If anything, Anila is jagged in that she has, like, you know, some crazy, strong shit. But she doesn't have, like, a giant gaping hole in her, I don't say, like, in her kit or her design, right? What's the score? 2-1. Zan switched to Sandalphon after a loss, which is why it resets to 0-1, but Midnight 1-2, then, wait, you're Zan. Zan's asking. I know being jagged is a joke you made? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fucking... Faffy, I say way too many fucking things, okay? How many words per minute do you think this fucking stream is, man? I think I say, like, I probably say, like, a good 120 words per minute on average, right? I can't remember half the fucking shit I say. That's why I repeat everything I say, like, 7 times, man. You can't be doing this referential shit, man. I'm too stupid. I can and will misconstrue your ass. Anila's average across the board, except all her stats are 4s and 2 of them are 9s. That's a really good way to put it, yeah. She has, like, you know, some 4s, some 5s, one, like, 2, and then 2 9s, right? Each stream is 40k words, something like that, bro. I'm writing War and Peace out here, except it's entirely poo-poo, pee-pee, caca, shit from butt, poop from ass. As someone who gets 10k without super, I do feel for Anila sometimes. Yeah. Anila has, like, the Sandalphon problem times a million, right? Not Sandalphon problem. Well, for her, it's a problem. For Sandalphon, it's more of like an observation. Where Sandy's, you know, his like average damage on like whatever stray hit or something is actually quite good. Even in the corner, like, especially in the corner or in mid screen, but even in the corner, even like meterless, right? He just gets like some stray hit. He can convert it into probably like a nice bit of damage and like a setup or something. But his like top end damage is nothing too special, right? We're talking like 10-4, 10-5, which is not bad, right? But it's nothing, you know, it's nothing to write home about. Anila has it in a similar fashion, right? Like, she can get, like, pretty good damage off a lot of her pokes and stuff, but, like, her top-end damage is, like, not even breaking 10k, I think. I have not found a 10k damage combo with Anila, if it exists, on 3 Brave points, obviously. 40k words per stream, 20k about Galleon's thighs. Yep. As God intended, man. Set point for Mr. Midnight. Ecliptica. Time to end this. I forgot, how did OSing Lucilia's teleport work? There are 2 options, basically. You can delay a 2H, 9.8k is her top out. I think I got 9.98 today on counter hit 6xh in the corner, which is more realistic now with, you know, if you block a DP, you can 6xh. Yeah, 9.98 is the most that I've gotten. I don't know that you can cross 10k. But yeah, the way it works is basically there's 2 options, kind of personal preference. You can delay a 2H, in which case, you know, there's a timing depending on your character. I think everyone can do this, but, you know, characters have different speed 2Hs. It'll anti-air H Tessera and, like, hit L and M Tessera as they appear. And then you can combo off your 2H if you can cancel it into something or something like that, right? Or you can also not delay as soon as you see him teleport, at least for my reactions. As soon as you see him teleport, 6xl, right? This will hit L and M teleport, and it will make H Tessera whiff. And usually, if you do it right, it makes it whiff in such a way that you're like -8 or +8, +9. So you can like far M him or something and get a combo off that, right? Midnight, kill this gay Sheep player, and highlighted kill this gay and told me this shit is homophobia. You know what, Benjamin? I'm gonna have to ban your ass. Yeah, me personally, I like the 6xl, the like immediate 6xl, because the timing feels weird, but different speed 2Hs, that's what it is, man. I'm looking at you, Charlotta player. Fucking nice 14 frame 2H, dumbass. Or 15? Something like that? What are you guys rocking over there? I think it's 14. Get that ass banned, for real. Alright, Midnight. Moving on. Thanks, I always find it hard to zone Lucilius and Cag due to the teleports. Yeah. Vikala should be able to do either or, but honestly her 2H is a little funky. So I would probably, if I were you, I would do the 6xl one. The bigger and more active your 2H, and the better your confirms are off 2H versus like auto combo, you know, then, you know, that's what I would recommend. I'll still recommend doing the 2H one. 14 pain, yep, get fucked, nerd, I fear. Okay, Lolipe and Midnight. How many cocks do I have to suck to un-homophobia myself? I have no issue, I'm just wondering. I don't know. I feel like you can be like actively gay You could be a practicing gay, as the kids say. You could be a practicing gay and still be homophobic, right? Isn't that like half of like all the politicians that are like super homophobic in public? They get caught in like gay orgies and shit like that. So I don't think sucking the cock saves you, man. I'm sorry. Can a neutral jump be a good option, or can Lucy catch that easy? Yeah, neutral jump is longer than the Tessera animations. So if he's really on the ball and you neutral jump, if he does light Tessera, he can probably 2H you, and H Tessera may very easily, it can catch the neutral jump, right? Some of the shit you read out loud. Listen, man. The hell's a practicing gay? I feel like it tracks to me. A person that's allowed to live their truth. They are not forced to hide who they really are due to the place that they live. I'm going to out of context quotes, aren't I? I mean, quotes, aren't I? Maybe. Midnight Toll. All right, grand finals. Who will win? Midnight or Lolipe? Keep in mind, Lolipe is coming from loser's side, right? Or not, sorry, Midnight is coming from loser's side. So if you bet on them, this is not will there be a reset. Just keep, they're going to have to win 2 sets in a row for your Gamba to pay out. So the odds are, forever not in their favor a little bit. I hope they decide to go the Seahawks route soon, or they say it's fine, that it's tiny, but now it's frame 8.
Incredibly smart and attractive.
Salts, hello. Thank you for the 9 months, the prime sub, good sir. How you doing, man? What are you up to? I feel like I haven't seen you around a little bit. You all good? Waiting on this Lolipe fellow. It is in fact on. Good sir. There you go. Gamba? Excuse you. Have you tried looking at the top of the fucking chat box? The Gamba's happening right now. In fact, it's like, okay. You ever walk into the College of Winterhold, and some fucking cat looks you dead in the eyes, asks you, have you mastered the expert level distraction spells yet? And then if you go, no, or, there's 2 answers. There's one he doesn't like, right? There's one where you say, no, but I'll do it soon, or no, I haven't, right? And he says some snide remark about how, something or other, wow, I used to know this dialogue by heart, and now I forgot it. He says something, and you can tell him that not everything's a competition, and what he says to you is that you're just losing so badly you cannot see it, right? And that's you. You're just you're just getting out gambled so hard. People have already put their bets in. People are already manipulating the markets, and you don't even fucking realize. You don't even fucking know. That's the crazy. You don't even fucking know. You're losing so bad. You don't even realize that all of your money is going straight to me, man. I'm drawing attention to it for others so I can make more money. That's fair. That's fair. But also, I'm not going to backpedal on everything I said because that makes me look like I'm weak or something. I will keep betting against Midnight unintentionally and keep losing. They better think. I mean, they are not the favorite here, right? Felipe has an extra life. If you are unfamiliar with how best of 5 or double elimination brackets rather work, for grands right here, we're going to play a best of 5, and if Felipe wins, that's it. Bracket's over. If Rosetta Statement, if Midnight wins, right, then we will have to play a second best of 5. And then winner of that takes all. Extra life on Mrs. Beathan right here. I guess 2B needs to, she has to 2H that shit, huh? No 6XL. Changing your opinions in face of new information is a sign of weakness if you didn't know? That's, I think so. This is true, however, I'm voting for 2B simply because I like looking at her more. Honestly? Same, for sure. Very lizard brain gambling. My lizard brain helped me survive for hundreds of millions of years, man. If my frontal cortex was so good, if my prefrontal cortex was this goated, then why was I able to live without it for so long? Why was it not the first thing humans evolved? I'm just asking oh my fucking gods. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's... Oh. What do you say? That's... Ow. That's, That's, my boy got robbed. That's a big-ass baseball swing that she's got there, man.
Believe in victory.
That's a big-ass baseball swing. This cannot continue. Call me a 4-mana 2/4 with Battle Cry, summon a copy of this card, because how long can this go on? You know what I'm talking about? And taunt. And taunt. Taunt, Battle Cry, summon another copy of this card. Because how long can this go on? Nice SBA nerd gets 2B Rocket Punched. 2B's an honest mid-tier. She is bad and washed. That's true. She is kind of bad. She's kind of bad. I'll definitely agree with you on that. I do like looking at her quite a lot. Fire! Hot. I don't think he wanted to DP right there. I think Midnight's having a bad time, man. I think Midnight might be having a bad... I don't think DPing from that distance is what he was looking. I think he maybe tried to do 2-3-6U. Got 6-2-3. Got fucking Street Fighter in this bitch. Hard to say. But brother is off to a rough start. Let's see if he can pull it back, or if the mental has been shattered. Yeah, only +8 right there. I think Lucy might have been... He might be able to far M that. 7 frame ass looking far M. I know Midnight is crashing out right now. He may very well be. I was supposed to be a fireball man. I saw it. I would imagine. I mean, he definitely did not mean to DP from that. Which characters wouldn't you smash in the Grand Blue cast that are not children or childlike? I mean, again, all the dudes. But honestly, like, all the women are kind of like incredibly beautiful. So a very simple answer for me, I fear. Hottest character I wouldn't smash gotta be Cat. You wouldn't smash. What the fuck's wrong with you? I'm not immune to Hot Lady Knight. She's boring? Man, fuck you, honestly. You can go straight to hell. Girls in anime are usually 11 out of 10s? Yeah, exactly. Wow? Listen. I am not civil. What part of me looks like a civil human who can, like, have rational discussions and disagreements? You said something about a fictional woman that I disagree with, so I think that I should send you a picture of your house. I'm gonna send you a PNG of your house with your IP address attached, and I'm gonna be like, this you? No. His game's fucking crashing. Dude, Midnight's getting iced out, man. He's crashing out for real. I wouldn't let Cat smash even... I could bite a pillow for my Night Queen. I would let Cat smash. Oh, okay, yeah. Nice argument, however, full IP address. Yeah, I think Lolipe's game crashed. They do be having some weird hills I die on for smasher passes. That PC's catching on fire. It happened to Lolipe earlier, so I think he's about to DC, probably. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. It was 1-0 for Lolipe, and they had a round each, right? We're just gonna replay it, I think. They have to, you know, Midnight will take the first round. Lolipe will stand still, right? And then after the first round, Midnight stands still. Lolipe kills him. Okay? Let me send that in the Discord chat. Let me see. Can you get back in, good sir? When we get back in, give each other one round, then play normally. Midnight gets first round. Felipe gets second round. Third round, you play. There we go. Zeta is very head-patable. She is 5'2", is she not? Do you think Zoe goes into her dragon form sometimes during coitus? First off, don't call it coitus ever again. You fucking weirdo. You're wrong, but thanks for sharing. Does a draw, do both players get a win, or does it just not count? I think if you double KO on the final round, you get sudden death, right? Zoe's a little guy, don't talk about her that way. Do Primal Beasts even have sex? I mean, Belial, I guess. Clearly they can. Yeah, so Midnight's gonna get the first round here, and then Lipe will get the second. So yeah, Lipe's gonna stand still, let Midnight beat his ass. How quickly can Lucy kill 2B? Look at this honest mid-tier character, man. Literally cannot even fight 2B. When 2B's not even fighting back. It takes him 5 interactions to kill. Poor guy. Poor bottom 1 Lucilius.
Battle 2. Engage.
Percy up there for sure. I mean, literally quite hot, yes. Now watch broken ass 2B. Just because Belial yearns for dairy doesn't mean he isn't lactose intolerant. That's the Shakespeare of modern times? That's a crazy, that's insane. You got my ass, that's fair enough. Bonk. Alright, now they play normally. They got a round each. That was what it was before the DC happened. I mean, technically, when the DC happened, Midnight had a little bit less health or whatever, but you know, what can we do? Bro is spitting. I mean, I'm lactose intolerant and I yearn for dairy. In fact, I had some dairy before I started streaming, man. Belial can drink my milk. So true. One-sided cock-milking dominance. Ow. Ow. Bonk, bonk, bonk. What's the best dairy product to you, Brick? I like milkshakes. I guess milk. Oh, but cheese is so good. Oh, man. But cheese is so good. Oh, fuck. You might as well ask me, like, what, you know, my favorite child is, man. I don't fucking know. See, I like cheese in savory context and milk in sweet context. Chocolate fudge milkshake? That sounds so good, man. But also cheese? Okay. I'll tell you this. Cheesecake? True. I like milk. I like more applications of milk than I like applications of cheese. Because I'm not like a big, like, stinky cheese guy, you know? What's the best Pop-Tart flavor? Cinnamon. Toast Crunch. Whatever the fuck that one thing is. I think I remember something like that. There was like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch one. Maybe I'm making that up. You've heard the guy in rants, we know you like milk? I'm a consistent man. It's one of my best qualities. If you listen to me talk for any amount of time, you can probably guess what my opinions will be on anything, and you'd probably be right. Cheese is too powerful and versatile to be beaten? Yes, but I think I don't actually like that many cheeses. You know, I like a lot of the more mild cheeses as like a compliment to stuff, you know? But I'm like, but milkshakes, man. Milk is versatile too? Yeah, if anything. You know why it's milk? Because milk becomes cheese, motherfucker. So I can't give up cheese. Milk fights back, so I don't need that one too much, but I do like a good milkshake. It's actually an impossible choice. I feel like I want to say, you know, gun to my head, I might say milk. But man, I love cheese so much. Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That's right. That's right. That's correct. I also feel like I can, to an extent, I can supplement. You know what I mean? I can supplement the impact that cheese has with like a nice like thick, creamy bechamel sauce. You know what I mean? That's not like as good as cheese, but like, you know, there is no cheese substitute for milk. You know. Dick to your ass was the best milkshake flavor? Just stick that shit in, bro. LeBron's veiny dick to your ass. What's the best milkshake flavor? Just let him have. Just let him at me, bro. I got nothing for you. One more, yeah. Felipe 2-1 right now. Extra thick. Yeah, the Aku. Want me some Samurai Jack? I gotta watch that show in order, man. I did not realize that, like, a lot of cartoons that I watched as a kid, I just kind of, like, watched them when they were on TV. So, like, I never really, like, internalized there was, like, an order to the episodes and a beginning and an end to those fucking things, right? Like, there's a first episode of Samurai Jack that, like, shows his backstory and his training and shit. Best classic milkshake flavor is strawberry, by the way. If by classic we're talking, like, no mixes, no additives. I'm a chocolate guy. I like chocolate. Now, you know, non-classic, I love coffee chocolate as a flavor combination. There's a first episode of Phineas and Ferb and a last episode. I saw, like, the grown-up Phineas and Ferb, man. Some of the almond and coconut milk is pretty good. It's not the same, but not so bad. That's still milk. I would say, like, yes, that's fair. I'll say if you're giving up, if you're giving up milk though, you're giving that shit up too. Also, I don't like those. God, I love coffee flavored everything and coffee scented. I'm glad we agree. I drank a bacon milkshake once. That sounds, I'm not gonna lie, not just because I don't eat bacon, but just like in general, that does not sound very good. But I hope you liked it. You know? Ow, ow. Okay. Oh, that would have been, he could have converted that. So nice. That sounds cursed. I hope it was a small. Is 2B 5H kind of goated? Nah, Button's pretty balanced, I think. Kind of overrated. Not even that good. I definitely have not lost, like, uncountable matches to it. Horrors beyond my comprehension. Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension, but it's just 2B. Oh, nice punish! Oh, fuck, man! Oh, fuck! It is tournament point, by the way. It is tournament point for Lolipe. People of the wall, I'm here to tell you that vanilla does not deserve to be a basic flavor. It's unique and amazing. I agree. I think probably after chocolate, my second favorite classic milkshake flavor, vanilla. Vanilla. I'm a big vanilla guy. Oh. They sell out of the chocolate fudge milkshake so fast it kills me. Wait, where? Where? Who? Where? And also the greatest additive. And also the worst. Vanilla is like one of the things that is like... Vanilla is up there for like best thing to put on stuff and worst thing to have on its own. Those vanilla beans, man, they taste like cock. Vanilla smells nice too, that's right. Does 2B not get a link from counter hit 5H? No, surely. She gets... I mean, she just auto cancels into more 5H, right? Yeah, baking chocolate also. Haven't had a milkshake in years? You are, I'm sorry for your loss. That's one way to beat Tessera, I guess. Alright. Alright. Broken ass 2B. Wait. No, Lolipe has definitely won before, right? Lolipe, super common high placer in the intermediate, but I don't know. I don't think this is their first win. I think this is maybe second, third. They haven't, you know, they haven't won a ton, but I think they've won previously. But still, solid shit. No resets allowed. 2B. It's called Moo Milk. It's a UK exclusive. I see. I think I saw them win at least once before. I think so. Yeah, broken ass 2B. Good job to Lolipe. Well done. Hold on. Wait. He don't know about broken ass Anila though. Look, I feel like Lolipe's probably won at least once. Reject calories. The bigger the number, the better the food. Dude, I had like one of them gigantic fucking milkshake. Do you kick people off intermediate wall brawl if they win too many times in a row? Yeah, probably. But we haven't had anyone. I don't think we've had anyone win more than twice in a row. Have we even had someone win 2 intermediates in a row? I feel like it's been pretty well balanced. Someone might have won 2 in a row at some point, like Tyrant maybe back in the day. Gotta brag about how I beat Lolipe Cat in pools with Ladiva. So true. Tone? Tone may have won 2 in a row as well. Yeah. I had one of those large ass milkshakes from Dairy Queen once. Please give my internet points, Mr. Streamer. That's right. So true. It was like a milkshake that was like this big, right? Because Dairy Queen does not have like common sense in how big they make their things. And it was like a coffee, like chocolate sort of milkshake. Cause I like coffee chocolate milkshakes. And you know, I thought it was gonna be coffee flavored, right? No, it turns out that like an hour or so after I fucking scolded that milkshake, because I love milkshakes and I love coffee chocolate, right? I was like fucking vibrating, man. I was fucking losing it because I don't drink a lot of coffee either, right? I like coffee flavored stuff, but I don't really like coffee. The most caffeine I ever have is like a diet soda every now and then, right? Which is still, you know, it's caffeine, but it's not as much as like an actual like proper coffee or something like that. So yeah, man, I was like, turns out I looked it up. That shit had like the equivalent of like 6 or 7 cups of coffee in it because it was so big and there was actual coffee in that shit, and I hated it. I was like, it tasted amazing, but like genuinely for like 5 hours or something like that, I was like, I had restless leg syndrome, man. It was very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. Imagine trying to challenge the best move in the game. Oh, nice. Yeah, oh no! Bottom ass one ass, Anila ass. They don't realize it's the best move in the game. They don't realize that it loops back into itself, which I don't blame them. Why would it do that? Why would you think that if you got hit by a 668, it perfectly spaces her out for another one? That wouldn't be common sense, but it is. Actual coffee? Yep. I was dying, man. They got my ass, for sure. Get rammed. 2B has a good ass backdash, it's true. Maybe she can defeat the evil. Nope. Oh, he didn't tech. People not teching is actually the best counterplay to Anila, I swear. Could have done you there, but it's fine. Oh my god, guard button check failed, but I don't got it in me. Oh, whoa, and a high reaction check failed, high-low check failed. I ain't got no brave points if he doesn't want me to. Yeah, he does not want me to. That's very fair. 3 brave points to 0. It's a very nice place for him to be. It was a little risky for me to definitely, like, you know, to put myself in the corner. Huh? To cross up like that, and yep, now I pay the price. I'm sure 2B has plenty of mods, many that are not safe for Twitch. Yep. Gotta make you play Cat next so you can experience Anila, but strictly better. That's fair. Though she doesn't have Anila 668, I will say, so... It's not like strictly better, but it's mostly better, sir. I don't know what Catalina's anti-air damage looks like either, but I assume it's pretty good. Yeah, that actually can punish Brave counter when you do it like that. Bonk, bonk, bonk. DP is fair. Nice. Hit the JU low enough that it actually comboed. We take those. Anti-air damage is probably like normal, whatever that means. It's fair, fair. I have all the 2B mods layered atop one another. She is wearing no clothes and all of the clothes at the same time. Because one of them definitely is no clothes. You just have to imagine. Oh, I spot dodged too late, actually. You're supposed to delay spot dodge to beat that, but I spot dodged. He can't even punish that! Ah, it's the best move in the game! She couldn't even fucking witch time it, man. Oh my god, man. Oh my fucking god. This Anila character. This Anila operator, man. This fucking Anila operator, I'm telling you. 2B couldn't even fucking witch time that shit. She probably could before they nerfed it in the one patch where they meant to make her, you know, take away her ability to do that to 6XL. Oh, nice. I should have spaced out a little bit. I do have to worry about 2B 5H. Yep, very hard to 2H, even as Anila, very hard to 2H, and this would be a thing. Oh, help me! Wait, I might be... No, I'm dead, yeah. He had Raging Strike, yep. Once you build the 25. Layering texture mods might be the funniest shit if you get it to work. It's so funny, I did it in Strive. Sounds like fun, I can see the vision. Smash Bros. Neutral air looking at. Yep. Now it's my turn. You can delay spot dodge on that drone, right? And it makes it a lot easier to deal with, certainly. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Sickum! Oh, I fucked up the save jump. It's okay. It was an All-American reset. I fucked up my conversion. It's okay. It was an All-American reset. Yeah. I meant to do that. I meant to do it. It was all intentional, surely. Clearly. Model mods? Yeah, texture mods, model mods. I get the idea. You can layer, like, multiple kinds of looks. Sounds like it would very quickly, like, break your shit, for sure, though. Oh, I sucked myself into it. That might have been punishable from that spacing. I'm not fully sure. Bonk. 1, 2, 3. Bonk. 1, 2, 3. Bonk. Get shimmy! Also, he's not an Akiway techer. He's a strike button techer. Good to know. So if he actually wants to counter hit him, we do it with a button, not with a back dash. Shoot. I think that was actually still my turn because he spot dodged a little bit late there. Oh, she's so fast, man. There is no escape. Jump, I dares you. I double dog dares you. Yo! And she converts off that because it's broken ass Anila that we're talking about. Let me some of your power. This is base Anila we're fighting. Oh my god. Somebody help me. I'm playing the best character in the game and I can't control the power. I made Pot a dolphin IHOP employee plus R themed cell shaded Goku, and it was the most glorious thing this mortal's ever beheld. That's a sentence and a fucking half, man. That I had to lock in to even just comprehend that one. And I'm still not so sure that I actually did. It's a damn good cross-up button too. She's got a damn good JU, this Anila lady does. I tell you what. Let's convert it like this, I guess. Best I can come up with right now with my small brain. This is a safe jump. Get rammed. DP is totally fair. I wouldn't want to be in the corner against Anila either. Ow. Oh, he fucked it. That's unfortunate. This should kill, I think. Keeping it very simple. Cognito hazard post? Yeah. Do. Okay. Oh, he didn't get baited. Well done. Okay. I sure am using my brave points very liberal. Oh yeah, that is, I will say that is an annoying little thing that needs to be buffed. I think her shit should definitely combo from her max range far out. Like why not? Incoming. It's a lot of skill gauge you're using there, Mrs. Beathan. I don't know about that if I were you. Okay, I think he's dead, right? See, this is where Anil is a little depressing. Certainly, is like he might not be dead. Yep. It's like that stuff right there. That's not your favorite Martian right there, certainly. But everything else about her is pretty fucking good. I'm 484,000 points away from you playing Vera next. So close, so true. I thought you were gonna say that like you have 484,000 points. Good games, good games. So often I just let 2Bs throw their entire skill gauge away. It is, I mean, it's definitely one of the goals, right? Is to get her skill gauge off of her, since she's very, very scary with it, and not nearly as scary without it. But yeah, shout out to Lolipe. Shout out to Broken Ass Anila. We've seen the truth. 668 guide our souls. I mean, it's not a joke. It's actually like the best 668 in the game, maybe for real. Your favorite Martian in 2025 is crazy. Listen, they'll be calling me Onk soon enough, and they might be right. I don't know. But yeah, well done to Lolipe for winning this week's intermediate wall brawl. Well done. Good two being, certainly. Tomorrow will be the open. So if you want to sign up, there's no restrictions on that at all besides Tiggle Biddies. Yeah, there's no restrictions on that at all besides your region, basically. If you're not in North America, South America, or Europe, it's a pretty big region that's allowed. But if you're not in one of those 3 continents, then you can't join. But if you are, then by all means, if you feel interested, you want a tournament, feel free to sign up in the Discord, or, just come by and hang out. We'll start tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, though, that is going to do it, fellas. Hope you had a wonderful time. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I know I sure enjoyed hanging out and talking to everybody. We'll find someone to raid on Twitch and end the stream on YouTube, I suppose. So, have a wonderful rest of your day, YouTube. And Twitch, let's find someone to raid. Bye-bye, oofs. Is Ooms